other one was an AMG,
Yeah.
and I swear to God, it was faster than my Ferrari. It was faster.
What does AMG stand for?
I don't know.
Three initials of three German engineers developed this.
Next month.
Something to do with crazy for spending his money.
Yeah.
Something to do with.
So what's up with Rolly now?
Not me. We're up. We're up. Oh, he's just working hard, you know.
Okay, all right.
So I drove one that Kleeman had done in Colorado Springs. They took the AMG G-Wagon and did another 70 grand worth of stuff to it. It had 315s on it all the way around. And in a parking lot, you just stand on it and it rotates all four of them.
Mine was so fast.
Sounded like a
scary.
NASCAR.
The one I have now is it has the big engine, but I don't have the dual turbos. And here's the other thing, though. I had a black one before. This one is white. It's a departure for me because they look kind of weird with a muted red interior. It's a two-tone. But anyway, I have it. It won't be delivered for a while. A week or two, but it's the first time I actually just got, honest to God, the first time I got something that I just wanted to keep, where I'm not going to worry about, you know, I got to turn this in, I got to get this one, I got to get that.
Today is the day you break the stranglehold of addiction.
Love that vehicle.
God, they're nice.
Have you ever driven in one?
They drive like a little like
Beautiful inside.
yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, the finish is amazing.
The finish is amazing. The ride is not amazing. It's not like
A little rough?
No. It's just not.
It's an SUV.
It's not what you think. It's very nice, but it's not the It's not the Mercedes.
Right.
It's all about me. I like that kind of vehicle.
The Mercedes Club is doing an off-road deal. Meet down in Colorado Springs, and Ron set me up to be a speaker. They had an off-road course set up, and the M had just come out, the M3 whatever. So they said, well, come down and walk us through this course. I go down, walk us through the course, and I'm walking through the course, and do this and do this. And this guy says, here! And I look up, and the keys are flying through the air. He says, drive my M through there. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm like, dude, it's still got paper tags on it.
Oh, wow.
So, and they're going around boulders. He's like, drive it. So I drove it through, and it was really, really good.
So it's a dirt course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get done with that. I mean, it was big time.
Right.
And then another guy says, hey, another set of keys comes flying through the air, and it's this G-Wagon with 750 horsepower and these huge tires and lake pipes. I'm like, dude, the lake pipes are going to rip off.
As I understand it, because you still have plenty of power without the AMG, right? Because I'm not a speed kind of person. I'm really not. And I didn't want to spend the extra. It's an extra 20 or 30 grand.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, well, what exactly do you get? I mean, I guess what the engine, mostly it's the engine, right? And there's this AMG team.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, I can't see that.
Overpriced.
It's the same.
Yeah, the Kleeman engineer, I said, we're going to rip those lake pipes off. He says, well, if you rip them off, they're a bad design. I need to know that. All right, game on. So I drive this thing through, and it gets up into where it's off camber, and it's going over this hill.
I should actually take it.
And the wheels up in the air.
Wow.
And the guy says, just push the buttons. And there's 3 air lockers on the dashboard. So it's like, and you go, boom.
Wow.
2 wheels up there. Totally just
Wow. That's
It
cool.
was the most amazing vehicle.
What is the warranty on those vehicles?
Good.
I hope it'd be like off-road. It's a big
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Appliance Factory Outlet and Mattress Kingdom. You know what's going on, guys? I'll tell you, this is our consumer show, by the way. It's car day today. We don't talk just cars, but it's our primary focus today, being car day. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And when I say Appliance Factory is doing something freaky-deaky, listen to this. If you bought appliances on Wednesday, Thursday, today, and tomorrow, if you buy, and Denver shuts out Oakland, all of those appliances will be free. Obviously, they bought insurance to cover something like this. Now, it's happened before. In fact, they're the 5th most shut out team is Oakland. It's not like they never get shut out. If Denver does it, your appliances are free. But here's the other deal, just really quickly. Even if you don't get the free ones, you know, LG refrigerators right now are just $9.99 select models, and you get a free mattress with it. So Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom, go to ApplianceFactory.com, Pick one of the 16 stores near you. Shop for appliances. If you need them anyway, why not, right? They could be free. You're not going to find better prices anyway. ApplianceFactory.com. So, what do you think? Is there any chance of that happening, do you think? What do you guys think?
It's slight, but it could.
How good is any team now? It's too early in the season to know.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
And you get a late touchdown that doesn't mean anything, you know, when the game's over, that kind of thing. It'll ruin the...
303-713-TALK. But the NFL, they're not into, like, shielding people from humility. They still run up scores, right? You know, There was an old thing that, like with high schools, it's not nice to run up the score when you're so far ahead. Let some of the other players. The NFL doesn't have that philosophy, does it?
Well, especially in a rival game.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Do you think that rivalry still exists? You know, so many players come and go. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. Kate wants to buy a 2010 Tacoma, 20 grand. Now, how'd you come up with this, Tacoma? Why a Tacoma?
Okay, I wanted a Tacoma. I have a Tundra now. It's a very good truck, but I wanted a second vehicle so I can leave a camper on the truck.
I love technology, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that.
Okay.
The Internet with Blinker.com, Cars.com, KellyBlueBook.com. Do you know it's almost impossible not to get all of the information you need to see if it's a good deal or not? In fact, you know what Cars.com does? It literally surveys the market. It compares wholesale, mileage, and it labels the deal. If you advertise with them, by the way, guys, you can't put on there great deal, best deal, quality deal, good deal, fair price. You can, but they have a sticker. You don't buy it. It's automatically generated based on the numbers. It tells you, and it's really accurate. So if something wholesales for, let's say, 40 grand, and it's being sold for 41, and they'll say, you know, great deal. So it's the kind of thing that if you research, you can tell if the 20 grand is too much or whatever. And okay. I don't know. I don't know offhand, Kate, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
We can find out.
That's not what I'm calling about.
Oh.
I emailed you to see whether you knew about this, because the dealer is what I'm concerned about.
What's the dealer?
I found it's called Car Guys.
Where?
And they're in Glendale.
Okay.
But the salesman is kind of independent but works under the license. And he advertised this vehicle on Car Gurus.
Yeah, so now we got Car Gurus sends you to the salesperson who's independent but works out of a lot called Car Guys.
I contacted him, and I've driven the car.
Who owns the car right now? Who is it titled to?
Okay. He bought it in New Mexico from the original owner.
Who's it titled to?
I don't. It's not. I haven't seen the title. He bought it from the original owner. He said that the name Car Guys is on the title as the dealer.
No, I know. Oh, no, hold on. What I need to know is who owns it. Here's why. Any broker, dealer, or whoever who skips an owner is doing it wrong, and I wouldn't trust him. Yeah, that has to be, if the dealer takes it in trade, it's titled to the dealer. Or, no, the dealer can keep... Wait, the rule is they can keep it... No, I think they... You know what, Kate, I mean, Daphne. I'm talking to Kate. Daphne, would you do me a favor? Would you call Colorado Springs Dodge, talk to one of our guys there? I want to talk about procedure. Do any of you know the procedure? I think, though, Kate, I know you didn't call about this, but I'm just trying to evaluate this. So, anyway, what is the issue? What can we help you with?
Okay. First of all, I wanted to know if you knew anything about Car Guys.
No, I don't. And that can be good and bad. We've not had any complaints.
Okay. And then the dealer who's got the license, the broker license, he's got an office, but he doesn't have it. There's no car lot. The guy has his vehicle.
Is this guy that's selling you the vehicle, is he a licensed car salesman?
Yes.
Okay.
He sent me his license.
Okay. And he works under Car Guys.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And Car Guys is just an office.
All that I care about is that it's a legal, legit sale, meaning you're going to get clear title and that the price is fair.
But how will I know I will get clear title?
Well, here's what you do. You want to know what I would do? Yeah. I would say to the guy, by the way, are you financing this or not?
Yes.
Okay. Did you find your loan?
Well, I was going to go with unsecured, but I see that that's not a good idea.
What do you mean? Why isn't it a good idea? I mean, it may or may not be. What do you mean unsecured? Just get a signature loan? That's an unsecured loan.
Yeah, it would be it's sort of like a personal loan, but it's for an auto. It's specifically for an auto.
But it's not. But they don't take a lien on the vehicle.
No, it's through Lightstream.
And how much is the rate?
It's a good rate, 3.69.
Now, why wouldn't you do it? I'm just curious. If all that's legit.
I'm responsible. What if the title doesn't?
See, you're smart, because lenders that take a lien, they're very, very, very particular on how they do it. You're smart, Kate. That's true. Now, I would not do an unsecured loan for that very reason. Right. I would go to blinker.com. And I would ask them that the only way you're going to do this is through blinker.com, and you take a picture of it, they do it, and they list it there only for you to buy. It's not like they have to list it. It doesn't cost them a dime. It doesn't cost them anything. They list the car and you buy it. It doesn't cost you anything. But let me tell you what Blinker does. Blinker will check title and make sure all the paperwork is in order and instruct you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, and they will also finance for you. And they're on my referral list, and I know the people that started it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been using your referral.
No, and Blinker.com, they're good people. They're lenders, and they also tell them what rate you got if you don't like the rate. But here's what you do. I think they have great rates. You go to them first and ask the guy if he'll do it through Blinker. Explain to him it's just a way of doing the deal. It doesn't cost you or him a dime.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't. Now, they used to have a $600 reward if you refer somebody. So I'm wondering if you signed up and then referred that dealer, and that dealer signs up, if you get a $600 bonus. You know what? If you do, Daphne, let's ask Rodney. I don't know if you have the numbers there that Suzanne had for Blinker. You have her angel list, right, or our client list. Call Blinker, somebody, and ask them if they're still giving that $600 incentive when they refer someone to sign up. Could you ask that?
Absolutely. And I tried to call Colorado Springs Dodge, and none of the sales managers were available.
Okay. Well, who's our guy that, Andy Barella, right? Is Andy? See if Andy's around. He's in service. He might be able to help us.
I'll try that.
All right. 303-713-TALK. And if you need any help, Deputy Clint's back there twiddling his thumbs. Hold on, Kate. We'll try to get some help for you guys. So in general, though, buying privately with titles, guys, that can be a big problem. Let me. Now is a good time to introduce my guest, Kevin Calkin with Sheridan Auto Tech. We love Sheridan Auto Tech. I mean, seriously, it's a great shop, 2 shops, and you go to SheridanAutotech.com to find out more. And then, of course, you hear a lot about Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. They advertise with me a lot. They're good people, and they have that $149 service transmission special for service. All of the service that you need with fluids and filter, and then they apply that to anything if anything's wrong with it, and that's the time to get it done, right? Okay, then we have we love our driving people. It's, if ever you think you know how to drive, and driving is almost second nature. That's the problem. It's second to what we do. It really is. You find out what you're not doing right when you go there, but it's so easy to drift away from the proper habits of driving. And I've learned that, it's something you just get so distracted. And distracted driving has become one of the top killers of young people. Isn't that terrible? In fact,
it's texting, isn't it?
Well, distracted, they said. Now, it's not just texting. We're talking about all kinds of stuff with the phone, but other distractions, makeup and everything. They never said text alone, but I think it's the number 2 killer, or it's just a terrible statistic. In fact, Ron Langford started Master Drive because of a tragedy with his daughter, and masterdrive.com, they're here, Ron and Mark Stolberg is head of the driving operations of the training. So let's talk about driving, about cars, about deals. We'll find out about this title thing. because you really have to make sure titles are intact when you buy a car. It's very important. Then, John, we're going to talk about a toll bill, if you can hang on, okay? Just hang on and we'll talk about your toll bill. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. If you're looking for a loan to refinance or to buy, Ideal is the place to go. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. The number one reason they're local and they are live and they are direct lenders. The number two reason, an interest rate guarantee no matter what. If they go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. That's cool. IdealHomeLoans.com, and you can pick your own term, IdealHomeLoans.com. And then, of course, if you're looking for real estate, there's no one better than who? Come on, guys. Frank Duran.
Real estate man.
You know, I got you hypnotized. That's good. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Seriously. I use them. Everyone uses them. They love them, whether you're buying or selling. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
I gotta look it up. I think it's
You guys might know.
texting.
Girlfriend's driving some BMW. So I just asked him, he says the dealer titles in the dealer's name, and then it gets titled in his truck.
Texting is the, oh, I see it all the time. When
Do they make gap in
That's your
traffic?
girlfriend. Do they break
Is
texting?
that her ex-boyfriend?
Oh, okay. On the phone, down.
They were together a long time.
Seeing a bit of
He's
delay.
still pretty good love.
Now we'll do the statistics based upon the strength of driving.
But
Texting is the biggest. I'd love to see a police pull over someone. I'd love to see it. I've never seen it.
Well, I don't know. You never see what, sir?
A policeman pull over a person for texting in their car. Because, you know, you're on the highway or whatever, you see big gaps in between cars, and then you're in a different lane, you catch up and you see it.
You can see drifting lanes, and then
Right.
they turn all of a sudden.
I'm like, what the?
I don't know what's the damn reports you got to be on there.
So Team Saves
But you're right, I see that text driving.
Text while I'm driving?
Yeah. You don't
I
even
can
text.
hardly talk on the phone. Kidding?
Come on,
Text while I'm
Kevin. Well, I
driving?
got this whole thing. Everyone has it. It's a speaker thing.
Yeah.
So I just hit speaker and I talk.
Well, see, my truck syncs to the phone, so I don't have to. It's a hands-free, and
Right.
I don't even like doing that. I find myself
still distracted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's about where your brain goes, not what your fingers are
Absolutely.
doing.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing that critical, you know.
I agree.
The
Like
landing
my
go
guys
okay
call
after?
me if the building's on fire, go outside.
I agree.
What do you want from me? You know, I'll be where I'm going in 10 minutes. I'll call you.
At times, the wind out there is big.
So I also asked the guy that's a
You know,
broker.
what's the
He
law on
said,
these
he said the
scooters
same thing,
on the
or
road?
it's called
What's the
skipping
law on what?
lines.
Scooters. You're not supposed to.
Well, you don't have to have a license.
But you're allowed in traffic.
What about the new things, though? It's like the electric
No, I'm
ones?
talking about just the little thing that can hardly be 30
Oh, like a little
miles an hour.
moped? Good question.
You know,
I don't know that.
they don't
Feel
have
free to have
insurance.
Clint make a call for you, Daff, if you need
So
to.
if they hit me, they don't have insurance because they don't have
Oh.
license plates. They don't have, you know,
That's a good question.
because they're all over the place.
Yeah. You guys don't teach scooter driving, do you?
On the road, no license plates, no.
Actually,
Like little
several years
skateboards.
ago.
No, moped scooters.
My motorcycle foundation license course.
See all over the road.
Yeah, I wonder if you call up your insurance company, you have to be licensed.
That's what I do.
It's very cool. Skills.
I traveled to the Roaring Lake shop on like 8
Really? 50 years old or 40 years old. Well, or 18
I
years
want one of
old.
those little scooter boards, the motorized scooter boards. Almost bought one.
I think they look cool. I think they'd be great to carry out a helicopter, just the ones that
Just to
hold
get
up.
around,
right?
Would that be cool? You stop at an airport, and then sometimes just going to the terminals. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
My son's got a motorized skateboard.
That's
Yeah,
either that or the scooter, or there's three. There's the skateboard, there's the scooter, and then there's one that looks like, I don't know, it's a big fat wheel. Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah.
And the fat wheel's in the middle, and you kind
You kind of balance it.
of balance. And
Oh,
so
right.
My balance is that
you
good.
do this. You do this. Well, it looks like it won't be that hard because if you get off it,
Pretty good sized wheel, too, yeah.
Is it gyro?
it's a big fat fat tire, and I think by leaning you go forward or back.
Oh, right.
It's a single wheel, and it's like a slick about
That seems
wide
dangerous.
and about that much long.
What was the one that came out?
The Segway was the first.
So just like a Segway then?
With no handle.
Nothing like a Segway.
So it doesn't balance, you have to balance it yourself. It doesn't
That
balance.
seems dangerous.
Segways are harder than you think.
Yeah,
They
really
really
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
They're a
Yeah.
pain in the ass.
Really?
Very dangerous.
I didn't know.
Are they dangerous though? I know they're hard to operate, but are they dangerous?
I think they are. I mean,
I thought they were doing a lot of
The
tweaking.
programming.
Should I order food to feed these guys? I should. If I want to do it, we should do it, and we do it on our. We should do it if we're gonna do it. What should we get? Pizza guys? Yeah. Let's try to get Anthony's pizza.
nice.
I'd like
On your pizza.
Large.
You want it on the pizza.
One loaded and one cut in between.
You know what is a good fried chicken, I think?
They do good.
Oh, yeah, I really like it.
Popeyes and Kentucky anymore is just not very good.
It's so crazy. Yeah.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Icon Eye Care. Holy cow, I can't say enough about Icon. IconEyeCare.com. I have lenses that are clear lenses that I had put in. I literally replaced my lenses. I have bionic eyes. I didn't have cataracts. Now, usually people replace their lenses. They replace them when they have cataracts. LASIK kind of alters your organic lens. And so if you get LASIK, it's fine. I mean, Icon's done thousands of those, and they're great for people for many years. But your eyes continue to get older. I especially don't like LASIK, even though Icon does a great job. I don't like monovision, where you pick one eye close, one eye far. As you get older, the close one drifts, the far one drifts. It's terrible for me. Now, you can get LASIK and have great results. I chose clear lens replacement. I said just get rid of them. And that's what Icon offered, not just for cataracts. Now, if you have cataracts, it's a no-brainer. Get the clear lens. They focus near and far. You no longer have to pick one. IconEyeCare.com. I love them. IconEyeCare.com. Now, I carry these. These are, when I'm in low light and I have tiny print, and I mean tiny, like 6-point probably, 6-point font or less, in low light, I just have these with me, and I have dry eyes too sometimes, and they help, but you don't need, literally, I have 20/15 eyesight. 303-713-TALK. Don't forget Icon Eye Care. Let's talk. So, Kate, here we found out a few things. Okay, first and foremost, the title should always be titled to the dealer before they sell it. And to protect yourself, we said blinker.com, and they'll take care of you. Did you have any specific question or something you want us to check out? Okay, she did hang up. That's good. All right, we don't need that. Let's talk to John about his out-of-state bill. John, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call. Real quick, I took a trip across the country to Dallas in July. A couple weeks ago, I get an envelope from Texas, and I open it up, and it's a toll bill. And I'm not going to dispute the tolls. I was driving at
Sure,
night. Maybe I went from, it was like $11, but when I looked at the total due, it was $48.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
There was a $35 administration fee, and I just, it's the principle of it. I thought it was outrageous, and I'm like, I'm not paying this. And my question is, because they're contracted to a third party to facilitate these bills.
They can collect you.
They can my driver's license.
Listen.
Renewal.
It depends on if they have a reciprocal agreement with the state of Colorado. My guess is they cannot. Now, they can in Colorado, but they can't outside of the state. Now, it depends when I say they can in Colorado. It depends on the nature of the organization. If it is a totally private road, I don't think they can. If it's an authority, now listen carefully, if it's an authority that was voted in like it's quasi-municipality, I believe they can. So it really depends. Here's the way I put it. If the state lets them freeze your license, then they're doing it correctly, because the state's not just going to let anyone do that. So I would really depend on the state for that. And then let's ask the question, can this out-of-state, what state is it, did you say?
Texas.
It depends on the reciprocity, and I don't think they have it. They might, but I don't think so.
I just thought it was so outrageous.
Now, you know, it will haunt you in Texas, though, if you're ever stopped. You know that.
What's that?
It'll haunt you in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, I don't go there a lot.
What were you going to say,
What
Mark?
if you say that wasn't me in the car? That wasn't me. It was someone else.
Well, is it? He didn't say it was a photo thing. Is it a photo? It's just a license plate. They don't care about who's driving. Yeah. A toll is against the car. It doesn't matter if somebody else is driving.
Yeah.
So, John, that's really a personal choice, man. I mean, like I said, you could frankly just ask DMV if they freeze licenses for out-of-state tolls. In which states do they do Texas? 303-713-TALK. We have plenty of time, plenty of lines open. Robert, what's going on, Robert?
Well, Tom, I have a RV that didn't pass the emissions test.
Now, when did you buy it?
Well, I've had it for 7 years.
Oh, okay. So this is not. I'm sorry. I mistakenly thought that probably it was upon purchase, but this is something you've owned. What year is it, sir?
It's a 1982.
A 1982. What kind?
Jamboree.
Well, what is the drivetrain?
It's a 460 Ford with the Holley 4-barrel factory carburetor.
Now that sounds to me like adjustments. I don't know. Anybody, guys? Mark, do you?
Well, what did it fail for?
Yeah, Kevin from Sheridan Auto Tech. What did it fail for?
What did my RV sell for?
No. What did it fail for? What did they note?
Oh, it's a carbon. It's a carbon test, hydrocarbons, CO2s, and at both idle and 2,000 RPM, so way over the limits on hydrocarbons.
So what's that usually, guys?
It could be adjustments, or it could need the carburetor need to be freshened up, or anything like that.
But what happens? I thought when you have an older vehicle, you only have to spend up to a certain amount, and then they let you go, right?
I think it's 800 or something. I don't know what the cap is.
But anyway, what was your question for us, Robert?
Well, it's difficult for me because this is my vehicle that I live in. I'm retired. I'm a 72-year-old Vietnam vet, and so I use this to go to the store a couple times a month and, you know, get my groceries, and so I need to pass the test so I can get my tags renewed. And I passed the test 4 times before, but I've been to a couple places and they just said anywhere from $800 to $1,000, and I just don't have any money. So, you know, it's hard for me to know where to go and who to trust.
$800 to $1,000 to do what? What would they be doing for that?
He says he says I should just throw the carburetor away and get a new one, you know. And I said I can't do that.
Listen, any one of these guys can work with you, but you know, I mean, it is what it is, Robert. I feel bad. I feel bad for you. Are you on disability, or are you on regular?
Well, I'm retired and get Social Security. And
how old are you, Robert?
72.
Oh, you said that. My goodness, you don't sound it. Although I don't know what does 72 sound like, right? Okay, so are you pretty active?
Yes, I am in good health, and I take care of myself.
May I ask, was the RV a choice or kind of forced on you, or what?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy being free to go where, you know, I want to go.
Any family at all?
Well, no, both my daughters live out of state, so I don't have anybody here anymore in the city. So
do you get to see your kids? Do you get to see your kids?
Every once in a while, they just came by and visited me a while.
Cool. Okay, let's figure this out, guys. What is? I mean, first of all, RVs. How big is it? It's some of these shops.
26 foot, just a C class.
Can you guys handle something like that?
Yeah, and rebuilding that carburetor should not be 800 to 1,000.
What should it be?
So it's about half of that, if that much.
Yeah, and Holley carburetors are very easy to rebuild.
Very common.
Robert, here's the deal. They'll give you free diagnostics and give you a price if
well, that's what I need to know where I stand.
Where are you located most of the time?
I'm staying at an RV park over on West 44th, so you know, any place on the west side of town or wherever's close.
Yeah, we're at Colfax and Wadsworth. We'll be happy to look at it.
Colfax and Wadsworth, Robert.
3 blocks west.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. if you ask for Kevin and talk about the show, Vietnam vet with the RV, we need to just make sure we have your name off the air and let Daphne.
Okay.
Daphne will write Kevin a note, and then they'll take a look at it and give you a deal. You know, look, we wish we could do more. Like a lot of people say, well, Tom, why don't people just do free? Now that's a good question. But we can't. I mean, people in business can't necessarily do that because they're paying people and all of that. Now, if you're asking to make a donation, I mean, you know, that's a whole different story. And what we do is we do things through our foundation. We do it very, very specifically and for people really hard up. And so in this case, we can get you a deal and make sure it's honest. Okay, that much we can do.
And Tom, someone just called in and had a suggestion about getting classic car plates because it's over 25 years and then you don't have to pass admissions.
That's a good point. I don't know how much those classic plates cost, if a lot. But he won't, you know, that's, okay, any and all. Now, on we do have that blinker referral. It's no longer 600, it's 100, which means, I hope Kate's listening. If you go to that dealer and say, or that licensed salesman and say, look, if you list this on Blinker, I'm going to sign up first. Then I'm going to refer you to Blinker. And if you go to Blinker, I get $100. I think that's the way it works. So I think you even get $100 off your deal. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, we're here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. Plumbline Services wants to make your life easier with a 93 or free drain special. Plumbline Services does plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Now, where they're different is that their drain division, one of the few, now there are a few companies, Plumline's one of them, that has their own drain division, their own backhoes, their own people, their own pipe layers, all of that. And of course, they have ways of doing it without excavating. With the new pipe bursting, they can do underground. They can actually force pipe through the old pipe and burst the old one. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. 93 or free to clear your drains if they're slow, sluggish, or clogged. If they come and can't do it, no matter how long they spend, it's free if they can't get it done, but they'll give you a full written report, and you decide what to do. And if, in fact, they do it, all you spend is $93. 303-586-1086, 303-586-1086. If you have a slow drain, now's the time to do it with a predictable price of $93, 303-586-1086, plumlineservices.com.
Well, every 5 years, there's 5-year plans.
I just looked at right, but you still have to pass it.
Every 5 years.
Oh, just one.
Just the time when they issue the plate.
I just looked it up on Air
Colorado.
So then when you get the plates reissued, you don't have to do another admission?
He's mobile. He can register this out of the admission area.
Oh, that's okay.
I mean, let's not, you know, just eliminate the headache.
But if it's, you probably get a lot better gas mileage though if you did.
Yeah, no, it may not be a big deal, but a lot of places, I mean, out of the 7 mechanics I have, one of them can work on a carburetor.
Right.
You know, and the 8th one is me. You know, because these guys haven't, they've never seen them. They don't understand why, how, what.
So I just looked it up on aircolorado.com. The vehicle's got to be 32 years old or older. It's got to pass emissions when you register, and then it's going to pass every 5 years.
You can
So it still has to pass.
I don't know that an RV qualifies or not.
I don't know that an RV would qualify.
So it still has to pass every 5 years.
Yeah, even the electric cars have to pass
Yeah,
every
but
5
I
years.
think they need to push that to 50 years to get there.
I think so
I
too.
got a guy who lives by me. He's got 3 old
piece
Chevy
of
pickup
crap.
trucks that he uses in his tree business that are all, you know, collector plates. You're not supposed to do commercial vehicles. Right. He got 72 Chevy
Turn
pickup. Got my trees down.
51 for the 72.
No, they're worked hard.
You can so tell behind a vehicle that's on a carburetor.
I love that. Yeah, with the big glove compartments. I love it. And the blazers.
See, I'd love to take one of those and then modernize it because the suspension was terrible.
Right.
The brakes sucked.
Sure. Yeah, the 72 had the coils in it.
Had coils, but still wasn't terrible.
Oh, no, a 72. Oh, a pickup truck it did. Yeah. Right, that's right, it did. That's right. So I'd want them all modern stuff so they can get 6 months.
I'm out of line. You're out of line. We're all out of line. What was that? Come on. Think of that. What movie? Come on.
Scent a Woman.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's
No,
what
it was him. It was Pacino, but it wasn't scent of a woman.
In a clinical setting for arthritic conditions.
Right? What was it?
Yeah, it was. It
sounded
on the stage.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, because he was blind.
When he was on the stage at the
Are
Baird
you sure?
School.
I thought it was he was in a courtroom.
No, he was at the Baird School.
Oh, right, that's right, yeah. That's a good, yeah.
Okay, I'm wrong. Very so.
No, it was a Justice for All.
So I looked up your Colorado.com.
Well,
People 32 years or older has passed
It wasn't scent of a woman. It was,
and then every 5 years when you renew the plates.
What is it?
Do you want it on Google or do you want it
What?
on
Was it Justice
Messenger?
for All? That was with Tom.
On text or Google?
no, I just Googled it, yeah. You're out of order. You're all out of order. The whole trial's out of order.
All right.
Oh, really?
Well, that is right.
So you're
Hold
not.
on. Just shake yes or no.
I thought
Text.
it was two.
Google.
You're right, Tom.
So, clear lens
But it
rate.
wasn't Al Pacino. It was,
What was it?
It was.
No, it was Al
It was Al
Pacino.
Pacino.
But it wasn't scent of a woman.
What was the name of the film?
Tom, clear lens replacement, how much?
Justice for All.
I need to do it.
Justice for
I
All.
just need to do it.
It's about $4,000 each.
Okay.
Or maybe 43. I'm telling you, but it's
Right.
worth it.
8,000?
Yeah. But listen, think about it. Forever.
Right.
You never have to, it's forever. Almost, a lot of people need cataract now. But here's something that was weird. My eyes were bad as far as getting older. I didn't have any specific problem with my eyes.
Right, so
But when they did the new lenses, you know what I noticed? Something that you don't notice. When you're growing older, your lenses get a little dull in the light sensitivity and the colors. They get a yellowish, not like really bad. Mine weren't bad,
Right.
but I noticed they were clear.
Wow.
What's the downtime with that?
Yeah.
You get rid of your floaters, if you know what floaters are.
Yep.
What's that? I already gave it to her.
I know she said it's too many numbers, the wrong number.
Yeah, it's not the wrong number. It's exactly the number. You can't get any better than the number. I mean, I can't. Why would writing it be different than texting it?
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KL.
Okay, well,
Denver's Talk Station.
you just see the number right there. Okay.
So what's the downtime?
Huh?
Downtime.
They did it. The procedure takes about a half hour.
No Monday morning coffee, strong pouring everything you got into a paycheck Friday night. Your power stroke diesel back.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. It's car day, so it's a good day to talk about Joe Lazzara, a criminal defense attorney. He does traffic violations, and he does DUIs. And DUIs are a big part of his practice. Now, obviously, it befuddles me because you can prevent it. It's something that never has to happen. Think about it. Uber or Lyft, if you don't have a designated driver with a friend with you or something, Uber or Lyft. I mean, they're so easy to get. So anyway, I don't want to preach. I don't want people thinking I'm encouraging drinking and driving and then get Joe. It'll turn your life upside down. Joe Lazzara will help, of course, get through the system. And, hey, sometimes you are falsely accused. Whatever. If your rights were violated, Joe Lazzara, a criminal defense attorney, 303, and I want you to remember he'll give $500 off for cases that actually go through trial. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Joe Lazzara. Lazzara Legal on my referral list, referralist.com. Okay, so we have a couple lines open, 303-713-TALK. Our experts are here. Rochelle, how do we help you?
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I wanted to get my trim replaced, I guess, the rubber that goes around the windshield without having to get a windshield. And I tried Safe Light with no luck. They said, one location said I had to get a windshield. The other location said they would order it and get back to me, and I've had no luck.
You know what? That's a good point. There are things that are very difficult to get done. Really, you bring that up, and that is a trim item like that. I mean, there's really not a lot of money in it. There's a lot of labor. They're not selling you anything except the trim. But I would say that for the right price, anyone would do it. Is it they just don't want to hassle or what?
Well, it's difficult to get the glass out without damaging it.
So are we talking about the windshield
they might
probably
break.
Yeah.
Guys, these guys have a point. They don't want to end up buying you a window. Or windshield.
So are you talking about the trim or the seal? Because the trim is on the outside of the window.
You talk not the chrome part. You're talking about the rubber.
Yes. where there's some separation.
Some of them don't have
I had a
chrome.
mobile windshield replacement.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years ago. It's been quite a while. And there's some separation going on. They tell me that it's not going to damage anything with the snow and rain and stuff, but
it doesn't leak?
No, not inside. Not that I've ever saw.
Then why do you even want to change it?
I guess because I'm a girl and my car is really old and I don't want it to look like junk.
Okay, that's pretty.
What kind of car is it? What kind of car is it?
I get it.
It's a Toyota RAV4. It's got 199,000 miles.
How long have you owned it?
Since 2004.
Wow, how many miles did you put on it?
I bought it at 54,000.
Man, you're doing something right, Rochelle. That's pretty damn impressive.
Thank you.
What kind of service do you do on it?
I do all the basic maintenance, and then I just recently, I put money into it, don't get me wrong. I recently replaced the water pump, and I've recently replaced the thermostat.
That's nothing. You've never had it rebuilt?
No.
Wow. How about the transmission?
Say again, the transmission? No. Well, when I first got the car, I was very mad because I thought the transmission was going out, but it was a computer chip, and Toyota knew. But luckily, I saved all of my receipts. It was about 3 years later, I got all of my money back. It was a $1,600 fix.
So, okay. So basically, you've done a great job, man. You beat the system, as they call it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
No, seriously. To get a used vehicle with 50 grand on it, 50,000 miles, and then you put another 150 basically on it, that's impressive as hell. You got all your use out of it. You had no real major repairs. And, wow, I mean, and now you care about the trim around the windshield. That's impressive, too. So
I had it touched up, painted also, just little touch-ups at Mako, and from the rock chips, because when I moved here 8 years ago, I, some point, ended up with a bunch of rock chips. So,
and I'll tell you, if that vehicle, Rochelle, is a Colorado vehicle, the windshield's probably pitted up real bad anyway.
I would say,
so it's probably two for a windshield.
Did you ever think about just replacing the whole thing and getting it new?
Not yet.
I don't think they're that expensive. What would you say the price would be?
I was going to say $300 or so, $300 to $400, plus another $80 for the seal.
Even half of that at a lot of places.
Yeah, you can get screaming.
They were quoting me $150, but they never got back to me, and I followed up, and then
now $150 just for the seal?
Yes.
Most of that's labor. So I would, you know what, I wouldn't do it. Rochelle, I wouldn't do it unless I was doing the windshield, because it is, you know what, once you take that windshield out anyway, I wouldn't, and if they chip it along the edge and stress it, what'll happen is you won't know it. And then in the future it'll crack. You can't go back to those guys. So here's what I would do. I would probably get a new windshield, and only if they will, you have to make this clear. I want a new windshield and all new molding. And that's the way I would put it. Now, I'm not talking about trim molding like chrome and stuff, okay, or plastic. We're talking about rubber seals, if that's what you're talking about. Okay, our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. It is car day. Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair, Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech, Ron Langford, Mark Stolberg with Master Drive. So we have a lot of good people here to talk to you about your problems, questions, and complaints. And, of course, we love what we do here, and we love referring people, and it's car day, so Rocky's is the place to go for used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. They have a big, giant selection at 63rd and Federal, open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7. 9 to 7, they're closed Sundays. 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646. One of the hallmarks is that they have all of the cars' titles right there. They own them, and they can transfer them immediately, clear titles, Carfax with every car, and they have 40 lenders to choose from, one right for you, and they originate the loan. RockiesAutos.com.
That's a Colorado vehicle. Can you imagine how pitted that windshield is?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, she said she had it replaced 5 years ago.
Oh,
still, yeah, but still.
5 years. You're right. Yeah. If she drives me now. Tom, I don't think 200,000 miles. Every car should get 200,000 miles.
Well, but the RAV4 wasn't exactly top of the line.
But they don't. Yeah. They don't. In fact, if you buy a used car, I told you this. People who buy used cars with
Oh, no, I agree. A lot of people,
definitely have problems. There's no doubt. And over 200,000, it is a problem.
I have 94 maximum. I get 213,000 miles and burn maybe a quart of oil in between.
Now, the only time I would take a car is if I do what I call zero timed it. If I took a really old car and I had that son of a bitch going through and every fluid changes, everything done in every belt and every hose, and zero time it, and then compression check and all of that, I might consider taking a car on like that if I could go through it like that. Yeah. Very seldom can you go through shit like that though. 45.
Yeah, careful.
I think just the transmission, people don't change their oil like they should.
I mean, I've seen people who don't do anything, they get 200. I've seen guys
think about
a lot of
That's a lot of miles.
Oh, really? That's
my cutoff.
I think that's a little over.
You gotta replace them.
Yeah. My personal cutoff.
But I do it every 25,000 now.
Oh, that's more than enough. I was
30
gonna say
people
50,
still
60,000. But I mean, if it's really, if you're really running the car,
and you get
hard,
I got an old F-250. It's got 400,000 miles on it. Never rebuilt anything in it yet.
Well, no, but a lot of these you can't, like say mine, I can't change the filter.
Right.
There's the fluid change.
Just the fluid change and stuff, and just drop that.
But
What's the road? So the second trade, 96 rate or 338?
No, I agree. That's right.
That's right. I want to keep
as long as you don't get it real
I
high.
love this shit. And people just get so, I don't know
I
what
think
this
that's a
thing
very
is
cheap
about.
thing. Every 25,000 even.
Yeah.
I just
I
get
got
used to
a
stuff.
Honda
I
Santa
like
Fe.
it. You know,
Yeah, I get comfortable with a car. I don't need a new one every 6 months.
The last
The
one I
first time I
really
did
got
like
comfortable with
75.
was my Avalanche. I love that vehicle. Avalanche.
Yeah, it's a cool platform. I like that platform.
I mean, it's just had everything I needed.
Now they're coming back, right?
Right, but
That's what I do.
right, but you gotta get that
That's
out.
something. Maybe they're just playing with it.
That's the thing about it, right? And that's the only way you get that grunge out of it.
You really, they take some great platforms and they stop them. And you wonder why they do that. There was one other one they did, a beautiful platform that they saw. Why?
When you change the fluid, that sediment that's in there is still floating around. It's in the drums, it's in the clutch packs. It's almost impossible to get it all out.
Well, no, right, but it's just the stuff that settles. You're right. I agree with
They're
that.
not going to get it all
Let's
out.
try. I'm going to do revitalize something. Now, are they
It's not
30s?
flushing it. I don't want to flush.
Right.
Because that does put it all up there. Right?
Dan,
Yeah.
you know that Nancy with Spa Palace? You guys were going to go down to the home show
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all that?
yeah.
Did you guys?
No.
Well, and Mark and Suzanne were handling that. They
Okay.
left town and
I'll do one maybe next time.
Well,
Going into a
the
break.
way he had left it,
Next
because
month.
he had sent her an email. He said,
I'm going to try to do
tried to do
it, but you can
tried
still
to-
send it to me and
Thought
I'll
they were
clean it
going
up.
to give some of the money back, and they didn't do it.
I'll deal with it after.
Sorry, Tom, all of those sevens looked like lots of sevens.
Seven,
So many sevens in a row.
With Indeed, you can add screener
Hey, Mark, you got hooked up with Napa, right? So you got their warranty and stuff going? Did you
I'm
ever
not
do
sure
that?
where Scott left off on that. You know, we talked about that the last summer on the radio. I thought it was like
It's a monthly, but that's a
800,000.
yearly, yeah.
Yeah, and I expressed that to Scott. I said, well, here's Kevin's number, call him. So,
Yeah.
let me talk to Scott about that. Or, what do you think?
Well, no, I'm just curious, because we just...
So guys, I ordered pizza.
Great.
Oh, good. Price Plus.
Thank you.
You know, one of my customers' daughters took her car there, blah, 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 had a bad water pump. 6-month warranty on the water pump?
That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conference.
How can you have a 6-month warranty?
Mornings 5 to
I
10
don't know.
Google
They wanted as much as we were doing it the first time under warranty for them to do it.
Peter Schweitzer, producer of the
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow.
Thinks they have.
I'm just curious, yeah.
I didn't realize Bill Plus did water.
Wow.
Well, that was the main reason we went with Napa, because we got the warranty.
Right.
You know,
It's
3 years,
almost
36.
Tom Martino here. House Modern, H-A-U-S-S, House Modern. For high-end, I didn't say expensive, high-end, of course it's more than your run-of-the-mill, high-end kitchens, baths, and closets. Oh my goodness. They do everything from the subfloor to the floor to the kickboards, cabinets, counters, appliances, plumbing fixtures, lighting fixtures, ceiling. I mean, they do it all. And it's really the kind you do for your dream home or your, you know, semi-permanent home where you're going to say, wow, when you walk in. That's really what they do. House is H-A-U-S-S, housemodern.com, 720-325-5040. really give them a call if you want to see some astounding things, or go to their website, HAUSS, housemodern.com. They're on the referral list. You can search regular house on there and get it. So, guys, we got a comment on the windshield from Roseanne. Roseanne, what's your comment? Roseanne, you got a comment on the windshield?
Hello.
Yes.
I'm not Roseanne, I'm Eldia.
I'm sorry. Maybe somebody else got on there. What's going on?
Well, I comment on the windshield thing. Is my daughter bought a used car and it had a slight crack on it. She, in March.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, May or something like that. Anyway, before all the hailstorms came in, and she got a quote that it was going to be $110 to replace her windshield. Well, so she decided to wait just in case she got any hail damage, and she did, and it ended up costing her almost $600 because they said it was just very hard to get windshields out here right now.
That's ridiculous. She got ripped off. And you know what? They can't just raise the price like that. Did they do that?
Yes, they did, and so she had no choice at this
Oh,
point.
no, she had plenty of choice because the Auto Repair Act says you can't go 10% over without approval. Now, or $100, whatever is less. I got to tell you, man, you can't, or whatever's more, you can't do that unless they get approval. And she should have argued. How long ago was that?
This is just a couple of weeks ago. She had, because she was waiting for the insurance to get it covered and stuff. And so
But how did it go? They said it went to 600, but if they quoted her 110, did they come in before they started and said now it's going to be 600, or at the end?
Well, it was a couple of months in between.
A couple. Wait. What do you mean a couple months? You mean from the time they quoted her, she was waiting for insurance?
No, this was before she had any hail damage on the windshield. So it was just a crack on there, and so she went.
Oh wait, was she gonna get the windshield replaced for the $110?
Yes.
Okay, and then she had more damage, and they said it's now going to be 600. What difference does it make if you're replacing a windshield if it has one crack or 16 cracks?
That was my point.
Well, hold on. But was she told, Elda, I just need something very simple, and I seem to be bending my hang up against the wall here, my head. I need a very simple answer. Was she told, oh, it's not going to be 110, it's now going to be 600? Did they tell her before they started?
Yes, they did.
Okay, that is the key. Now, of course they can do that. And you know what she should have said, Eldia? Forget it. Forget it. That's a bunch of crap. But at least they told her before it started. Chris, what's going on with you, Chris? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, Tom, I wanted to ask about leasing a car.
Yes.
Long story short, my wife started a job out of the house about 3 years ago, and she barely drives just to go to the grocery store and stuff. And we had an old car, and we were going to go buy a new car, a Subaru. And when we went in there and found out it was going to be like $600 a month, we were looking at the lease sign, and it was $350 a month with no money down. We had good credit, so we qualified for that.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, we got $10,000 a year in mileage, so $30,000 total at the end of the lease. If I turn in the car with 9,000 miles on it, what do I get?
You don't get anything more. You just don't have penalties. You get to have that much mileage. Anything over, you get a penalty. Anything under, you don't get credit.
Okay,
but wait a minute. Here's the thing. If you have a lease that allows, and I get confused whether it's open or closed, but one of the leases allows you to choose whether to turn it in or to sell it and pay it off or whatever. I think most of them are the kind that let you do whatever you want. In other words, you can turn it in, you can keep it, or you can sell it. And, well, hell, if you only have that many miles, you can sell it, pay off the lease, and put money in your pocket. That's your answer.
Oh, okay.
But now, here's another thing, Chris. Did you ever consider, seriously, Uber or Lyft? I'm serious. I mean, those things are very reliable. Is there a reason for a car?
Just to go skiing and stuff.
I mean, but you have a car, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but is there a reason for a second car?
Well, to get my kid around, she would have to need it for that.
Okay, I see.
You know, she literally is only putting about $3,500 a year on it.
Okay, leasing,
So.
you can buy a lease with less miles, I think. I don't know what the minimum is, but you can, and therefore the payment goes down. But let me explain the pitfall in leasing. Why leasing can be bad for people. It's not because of the lease. Leasing in and of itself is the best way. If you can live by the terms of the lease, it's the best you can do. If you can live by the terms of the lease, meaning don't go over and you keep it. You will never make out with early termination. Also, don't trade a car in because you never get credit for it. No matter what they tell you, it's called an evaporating trade. So what I would do is I would do the trade, the lease, but this is the only caveat. Make sure you literally are only financing the depreciation of that car with no extras. Where people get into trouble is when they compare the monthly payment for leasing to the monthly payment for buying. And the salesperson says, well, you know, you can put this in it, this, paint protectant, this and that, and you're still paying $100 less than buying it, or $150 less. But you're way overpaying when it comes to leasing it, because you're not buying it, you're leasing it. So I just don't want her to shop with an artificial number. She has to do the real deal, and that's when leasing pays off. It pays off when you truly do what it's supposed to do, and that is only finance the depreciation of the car without the bells and whistles, and only what you would normally buy, nothing more. I'm Tom Martino with more coming up. Is this the bill that calls in all the time? and by the way, did he say specifically, I don't even know what that means, says I'm wrong, because I didn't say anything wrong. I mean, I didn't say anything. I just talked about leases. Was he specific?
He called in before you even said half of what you said. Right.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah. No, it was up there before you, halfway through the conversation.
What I said, I don't know if it's open or closed, so I didn't make a statement there. I mean, some leases let you sell it.
You have a residual amount that you're responsible for.
You know, on those windshields, if it's an insurance windshield, they always charge more.
Yeah, but
that would have been
insurance. But who cares if it's on insurance?
They always ask you that. That's all. You're right. You're right. So I'm wondering if freaking doctors do that too. If they say here it's insurance, ooh, that $150 windshield just went to $450. I know, it's crazy. I agree.
Do I need a 10?
They're discontinuing the 10 now for the XS or something?
Are they?
The 10.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the 10, okay, yeah, that's the notice I just got.
Okay.
But that's X is a 10, right? The XS?
I don't know if it's a 10 or the next.
The 10S.
10S? No, there's an XS now.
Yeah, that's the 10.
That's the 10?
They call it.
Oh, X.
They use an X.
Okay.
Lisa, Paul Manafort has pleaded guilty to charges stemming from the Russia probe, and he's agreed to fully cooperate with Special Counsel Robert Mueller. The 69-year-old admitted to 2 charges: witness tampering and conspiracy against the United States related to his work as a pro-Ukrainian government lobbyist. And Mueller had doubting that
put it in the desk in my hand. No.
Sorry, Tom, that's what he said. So I asked him, he said that he leased a car that had hail damage, and then they didn't charge him.
Well, you could.
The leasing company. So I don't know. He
little piece of paper like a
no, he even got a check from the insurance company for $8,000. I know.
And that's what he wants to do.
I guess. He went into this big long story. I said, whoa, I just want to know what. So.
Good, thank you.
And I still have that. I still need to mention that guy.
No, please.
Yeah, I'll see where I can put that in.
You know, if you look at the overflow bottle too, and if it looks really dirty in there, flush it.
Parts of North Carolina
I want to keep depending on what they cost you, sometimes you're better off replacing those bottles. They have all these little hard to reach spots.
Oh,
you
you
just
clean them out.
you can't. Well, the overflow bottle.
Right. Oh, okay.
Because they're not just you know, they go in different directions and they got little pockets you can't reach, and you know.
Yeah. You know what I do on overflow bottles like that?
We put it in the parts washer, just put the nozzle right in there.
No, I just take the hot seat.
Yeah.
And just freaking. Oh yeah, it's gone.
Cool. We got the hot water parts washer. We just turn it up and put it in there. You can leave it overnight. We'll see it in the morning.
Right.
You know.
And then rinse
I had one of those too in my kitchen. Wife didn't like that.
Some of them, I mean, you get them on Napa for $30. It's not worth the effort to clean them.
Well,
okay. You know, because they're stained anyway.
Right. True.
You know, so they sure look better when they're, you know, you can actually see through them and see the.
Right. See what the level is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
As it was supposed to be.
That's true. I wasn't mentioning stains. Yeah.
Award-winning chief medical correspondent and Salon House user, Dr. Bob.
How about a brake flush? Brake fluid flush. Is that?
May surprise.
It's not a bad thing to do. It depends on the color. I mean, take a look at the
brake fluid.
And brake fluid collects moisture. See what I'm saying? Just change it every year. Like say it collects moisture. But we're up here, it's dry. See what I'm saying? It's dry. It's not like back east. So just look.
No, Brian doesn't make sense. The guy, he's a nut.
If it doesn't,
his whole thing was he didn't have the money to go further, nor did he have license plates for the car. So he knew it was there. He knew exactly what we were doing. Don't you think? You know, it was.
Well, they're making cars now better.
I faulted my service riders for stringing that on, and that's why I just kind of accepted it.
Even taking care
You know what I mean?
You know, basic mix. Yeah, you're going to have
when I get complaints about
small transmissions or no matter what kind of
really
such a damn stretch. It's like, what the hell are you trying to do? You know, that's what they're doing.
Well, for him to say he's been renting a car, he wasn't. He had a car, because I offered him a car.
But I don't even understand, like,
his plates expired. And then I told him, you need to drive this car because it gets miles on it before you go back to emissions. Well, if you guys are doing it, I appreciate it.
I mean,
you know, we're saying, I don't have time. Take a month, take a year, I don't care, it doesn't matter. You know, and then he quotes Suzanne and we will complain.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm sorry, I get all exaggerated, you know. And then the next week he calls Suzanne again. You know, he's like, Brian, you can't keep doing this. Either you're going to leave it with us,
and you're right.
and stop calling Suzanne, or you're going to come pick it up. Because we're done.
Or is it all in
I don't want to spend the money, I don't want to
what they're saying too, like on
any
engine oil changes.
I'll show again.
You could change your engine oil every 100,000 miles.
This was, you know, he talked them into doing it the way she wanted as opposed to the way she should have.
And you must have.
I know, in our Mercedes.
100,000? What was it? Must
They
be
took my
10,000.
lumps and just moved down. It's like,
Some of them are even higher.
we could have avoided it.
I don't remember which one.
But you gotta have a good filter.
We could have avoided it.
Yeah, but if you look at the oil, the oil is still lubricating correctly. Okay, it's still doing a good job lubricating, but it's got foreign substances in it from production.
Lowe's to keep your lawn looking sharp with a Troy-built 2-cycle spring trimmer and edger. Now only $89.
And you're right, you can have something
just
screwy and stuff go wrong with it.
Right. And his friend has got like 100,000 miles in his car. Subaru. He's never changed oil. That's just stupid. He's never changed the oil. That's just, I add to it a little bit here and there if it needs it, but
So he's going to trade it in to someone.
And he's done that with all his vehicles, and they go a long time.
Right, but 100,000 miles, so the next guy is going to get it. And that's the thing about buying.
Yeah.
Tom says you get over 100,000 miles, you don't know what's been.
Very true.
Well, the fuse is lit. I mean, we do that. We get checkouts on a car with 160,000. It's like, I mean, I can check safety, but I mean, I can't tell you the transmission's going to go another. You're 10,000 over life expectancy now. Right. Yeah. When you do that, most cars 150, 160 on a tranny.
Really? 150, 160?
Most cars. Not all, of course.
Right.
Some are 80.
Depends how hard it's driven.
Yeah.
Some are 80.
I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being around.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show this hour, brought to you by Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom, Appliance Factory Outlet. I'm a consumer advocate. I'll get to Bill and Eric and Jim and Mike all on the phones with our experts for Car Day today. We're not talking just cars, but we'll talk about anything you want, and we'll do it right here on the air, and we'll take plenty of calls. I'll get through them quickly, okay? Now, if Denver shuts out Oakland tomorrow, tomorrow? No, Sunday, sorry. You know what happens? Any appliances purchased at Appliance Factory Outlet from Wednesday through Saturday are free. That's right. So if you bought Wednesday, Thursday, today, or tomorrow, and there's a shutout where Denver prevails over Oakland, you get all of those free. But you know what? Don't let that stop you. You can buy anyway, even without the shutout, because you're getting things like stainless, black stainless side-by-side start at just $6.99. LG refrigerators at $9.99 with a free mattress. Just go online, ApplianceFactory.com. It's ApplianceFactory.com, and find one of the 16 stores close to you and make your purchase of appliances and get them free if there's a shutout, or just get a great deal. All right, 303-713-TALK is our number. I'll get right to the phones. We were talking about car leasing at the end of the last hour. I'm not sure what Bill, he has a comment, though. He wants to talk about leasing, so go ahead, Bill.
Well, I'll tell you what happened to me, because me and my wife have been leasing for about the last 20 years. Anyway.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, well, I like it. I drive a new car all the time.
If you do it the right way, it's the best way to do it.
Well, okay, now, I got a 2018 now. The truck I turned in on this one got peppered with the hail, and plus there was a ding on the front fender.
Wow!
I have a check from American Family for $8,000 sitting right here in the house.
For how much?
$7,800, $8,000
from the insurance company.
Yes,
right.
Written out to me and the lease company.
Right.
Well, like I said, I've been leasing for a long time.
Right.
Always at the end of a lease, they send you that the lease is over.
Right.
They always try to hit you up for money you owe.
Well, yeah, they try to find, like penalties.
Right. Well,
yeah.
This one, they sent nothing.
Huh.
And I kept.
Did they do your lease end? Did they do your lease end inspection?
No, I just turned it in.
Okay.
On a new truck.
Okay.
And the dealership wouldn't even keep it because it had too much damage on it.
Wow.
So anyway, because we got peppered, and anyway, so nothing. So finally, about a couple of weeks ago, I called up. Can I have an end of a lease paperwork?
Yeah.
Well, they finally sent it to me, and I owe them nothing.
They're not charging you for the hail?
Nope. Not a single penny. It came back.
Maybe they built it into your next purchase or something, or your lease?
Nope.
Because, why'd they do it? Because they like you?
No, because it had low mileage.
Yeah, but come on, man. They still have to fix the hail.
On a 3-year-old car.
Well, you didn't get credit for low mileage. I think what happened was somehow they made up for it, and you're a good customer, so they just let you slide. So what do you do with the insurance check?
I'm going to forge it. No.
No. What do you do with it? Seriously.
I'm going to call up American Family. I guess I'll destroy it.
What? Are you crazy? You paid for that insurance. Listen, somewhere along the line there was value lost. I would not destroy it. I would ask them to make it out to you, tell them you turn the car in. It's still yours. They would not dispute it. They won't dispute it. You call them. I'm not going to argue with you, but you call them, because Bill always argues with me. He's a great guy. He calls in a lot, but he always argues. You call him and you say, listen, I turned that lease car back in, and I leased another one, and I'm sure I made up for it somewhere along the line because it was damaged. That's it. Then you say, please have this check remade out to me. 303-713-8255. Okay. So, by the way, you may have noticed by the lack of impetuous, impulsive, and vulgar sometime comments that Mark's not here. He's out. Suzanne is also out. So Daphne's at the controls, and we got Deputy Dan and Deputy Clint taking up the slack, and sans the comments, though. High mileage Jeep, Mike, what do you want to talk about it? What's happening? Mike?
Mike.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm sitting in my 98 Jeep Cherokee, and you're always talking to people about cars with mileage, and they're no good, and people don't take care of them. This car's got
no. I said I've never. What I said was, if you buy a used car with over 150 miles, you will have problems. If you buy them over 200,000, it is a problem. But I'm not saying that every single car in the world, and especially if you do it yourself. Now, this mileage. Here's what I want to know: did you put all the miles on it?
Every mile, 257.
That's what counts, bro. That's what counts. And you did it the right way. How did you get that? You never had anything rebuilt?
No.
Tell us about it.
Including the transmission.
What's your secret?
I service the transmission every 35,000 miles, change the oil regularly. Now, I've had to do alternators and radiators.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And all that kind of stuff, and brakes and shocks and everything. But you got to take care of them. You came to my house one time. You know me.
Really?
I was selling a
Mercedes.
Older Mercedes.
Yep. See, you know why I knew the Mercedes? Automatically. I recognized the voice. That car was immaculate.
It was, and I think you thought I was scamming because you came to look at it.
It was amazing. I didn't think you were scamming. I was really looking for a used car. I forget who it was for, but I was trying to buy a used car. I think it was for my mom or something. But you had a beautiful car. It was wasn't it black?
It was a black pearl.
Yeah.
Sitting right next to it was a 1997. I mean 79, 1979.
Very cool.
Oldsmobile Regency 98.
How many years ago was this?
This was in 1989.
Isn't that cool? Wow.
Now that diesel, I drove for 150,000 miles, and people never got 30,000 miles out of it.
And I forget why I didn't buy that Mercedes. I was really impressed with it, though, man.
I sold it to a guy from Oklahoma who called me about 3 years later and said, I put 100,000 miles on it. I love it.
How many miles did you have on it when I looked at it?
Like 6,500.
Was that only 6,500? You mean 65? Okay. I remember it being immaculate. But anyway, Mike, so that Jeep that you have, are you saying if someone bought that from you, that it defies what I said, that you will have problems? But you see, here's what I think they still would have problems, not because of you.
Oh, yeah.
Because a high-mileage car has to be taken care of. And I'll bet you, the worst thing that happens, guys like you sell a car, and then you get a phone call, hey, man, you sold me a lemon. Because it's an older car, it needs to be taken care of, and they trash it. It's amazing what people do. But especially, here's the thing. The high-mileage Audis and Beamers, we see a lot of this, where really high mileage, and you know who buys them? Boys between 18 and 25. Why? It's called posers. Posers. Do you know what a poser is? A wannabe, a poser. They want that look. They want that look, and they can't pay for it. So they go up and buy those old vehicles. 303-713-8255. Let's keep going. Thank you. I got to get rid of these so I can see. Okay, Eric, what happened to you? What's going on, Eric? Eric, are you there? Okay, can you check on Eric, please? And meanwhile, I will take... there's two Erics. Well, it doesn't matter. I took the Eric on line 2. Let's talk to Jim. Jim, what's going on, Jim?
Hey, I got a question. You may not know, but maybe you have an employment attorney that might know.
Okay.
Is it illegal to blackball people?
Well, okay. First of all, when people ask, is something illegal, there's a lot of ways of looking at it. In other words, most people are saying, is it right or wrong? Other people are asking, is there an actual statute or law?
Right.
And I don't know of any statute or law that says you can't blackball. Now, there are plenty of common laws, meaning court decisions, where people have blackballed people and have been punished for it punitively because you sue them for slander or libel, depending on verbal or written. So there are plenty of cases where that can happen. So I would say this: if you are being slandered or libeled, if you are being trashed, let's just put it that way, Jim, give me an example.
Well, I mean, this isn't me. I came across something on the internet where this employer is looking for drivers, but they're saying if you happen to work for this previous employer, do not even apply for the job.
What? Now, he said if you are working for what? A particular employer?
Yeah, no, let's just say you work for ABC company and you got fired or you got let go for whatever reason.
Right.
And now you go to XYZ and they're saying, well, no, we can't hire you because you had some bad whatever from ABC, and we don't want to hire anybody from that company.
Well, okay, is it because they're from that company or because you were fired?
I don't know.
All right, well, here's the deal. If somebody was fired from ABC and somebody from XYZ said, why was he fired? And would you hire him again? And they said he was fired, he was suspected of this, or we found him doing this, or we don't like him because of this, and we would not rehire him. They're not doing anything wrong. What I'm saying is this, Jim. People can give their opinions and give any kind of factual stuff they want. He's always late, he was this or that. They can do whatever they want as long as they can defend it in case you sue. But there's nothing wrong with people. Now, a lot of employers don't do that. They don't want the hassle. But if you're asking, you know, as long, here's the whole deal. It has to be truthful. Or if you had an agreement of confidentiality, they can't violate that agreement. So if you did not have an expectation of confidentiality, they can say whatever they want. And if they're lying, then they pay the price when you go after them.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I always thought there was some kind of law saying that that you couldn't turn around and basically, let's just say you work for King Soopers and you're a boss, you know, the boss over at Safeway, and you couldn't call them up and say, hey, you can't hire Joe. We don't want you to hire Joe Smith because we've had problems with Joe Smith.
You know what? There are many. I know why you're thinking this. There are many companies that have company policies saying we give no references, good or bad, ever. We don't do anything. We simply say they worked here and we give the dates. That's it. 303-713-TALK. Sometimes they go as far as to say, are they eligible for rehire, yes or no? Cam Solar is a solar company we know and trust. They have 3,000 systems in effect. They give a 20-year parts and labor guarantee and a 20-year performance guarantee for how much your lot will produce against your electric bills. And they guarantee it. Now, of course, all guarantees are only contingent on how long companies are going to be around. So, you know, you don't really buy based on warranties, although you will get some good warranties out of Cam Solar. What I'm really saying is you buy to save money, and you save money from day one because you're buying the system with tax credits and low-interest money, so there's no money out of pocket, low payments, lower than electric bills, so you save money. I mean, what's the deal? And you own it. If you go to this website, you'll get a free evaluation of your lot and how much it should produce. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter.
I was thinking this company, too. He probably knows this company real well, i.e., this company hires anyone. It doesn't matter all the baggage they have. They have so many problems with their employees because they just hire anyone. I don't want anyone from that company.
That they can say.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be wrong. I mean, dead wrong, but they can say it.
So I saw that.
That's just,
right.
Yeah.
It's kind of just blackballing the company.
Yeah, the company, yeah.
Right.
Have a bad safety program.
And there's another one up here. It's off the screen now. Anderson. I had them come to the house to replace get a bid on replacing a double pane. No, it was a triple pane window, bay window in our bedroom. And you know, you see the commercials all the time. So they come out. The guy said, "Well, this job's gonna be about $6,800." I'm like, "What? Wow, $6,800 for all the will." I said, "I can tell you right now, sir, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be like telling you, well, let me think about it. I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah, we've already thought about it.
It's $6,800 to me, and I'm not in the window business, but I think a bay window, an entire bay window, would be less than that.
Yeah,
a decent one.
Cutting a new hole and putting it in.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said something like that. I said, so, sir, no, I don't need a business card. I appreciate you coming out. I don't need the papers. You don't need the... No. So I had, who did I get? Cheryl found someone, it was like $800.
800?
Yeah. Wow. Big window.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
Double pane, triple. 800 for a triple pane window?
No, but all they're doing is replacing
The center section of the bay window.
the glass.
Oh, just glass. Oh, okay.
That
Right.
doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's what they charge.
No, I'm sorry, but for the guy to.
Oh, Anderson?
Yeah.
Oh, he was saying we're gonna replace the whole thing, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, you can clearly see where this center pane snaps right in.
Well, that's
You
not
can see where
what,
it's
that's
retained.
not what they want to do then, yeah.
Snaps right in, huh?
Well, when they're manufacturing the window, they have a frame.
It's all
And the windows fit in, and it's got two side windows that open, you know. It's just, but I show him, I said, if you look on inside this frame here, you can see these retaining things, which is for that whole pane. You know, you pull that out, I would assume the whole pane just pops right out from the inside to the outside. So yes, it does. Yeah. So, but they are expensive. Anderson is like
6,000 difference.
Did
you say 6,000?
Well, 6,000 difference. Yeah, there you go. I couldn't believe it.
So you got a vacation. Take that money and go on.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Man.
Put it on put it on a horse. That's found money.
Oh, I don't gamble like that.
Rolling on house dough.
Yeah.
I never understood that saying. It's not house dough when you put it in your pocket.
That's right.
Right.
Retire with Tucker. You can reach us at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
Well, I'm trying to see what the updates are in North Carolina there.
I think the winds are dying down just significant rain.
It's just the rain,
And it's stalled.
604,000, if I was right, 604,000 people without electrical.
Well, yeah, with the trees and stuff, I mean, you just knew that was
You
going to
know,
happen.
actually, that sucker was 400 mile diameter.
Yeah.
With 600,000 people without power.
It's pretty heavily populated area.
Pretty minimal.
Yeah. As soon as a couple trees came down, I mean, that just,
yeah. Any of you guys ever been close to like a tornado?
Yeah, I was raised in Oklahoma.
It's like in the backyard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
By my back pasture, and it was scary. It's scary.
yeah.
They're a way smaller, do way less damage because they're way smaller, but they are way more powerful because they're right in a dam. Oh my God, they just like boom. It's amazing when you see it because it's not wind that necessarily does it. It's low pressure. I've seen it go over a building and it goes like just a little tip was on the top and the building goes bam.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It sucks out. It's the differential in pressure because it's such intense low pressure and the house by comparison has high pressure. Oh my God.
How the hell does that happen?
Plumline Services for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And right now, they do free second opinions on all major repairs. PlumlineServices.com. They've been with me for like 30 years. PlumlineServices.com. You can find Plumline on the referral list at referralist.com. Free second opinions for all major repairs. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. Okay, so we have Eric now. Eric, go ahead. This is go ahead, Eric.
Hey, it's Tom. Thanks for taking my call. I have a question for you. I need to replace my roof. It was damaged in a hailstorm in early August. And the insurance company came out. They did their assessment. They gave me a check. It seems like it's very fair. I've given it to two different roofing contractors, and they say, yeah, we can replace it for that amount. But
what have you given? What have you given to the roofers?
Well, I gave them they came out and did an independent assessment.
Before you showed them the roof, see, I don't believe in showing roofers what you get from the insurance. What you get from the insurance should be separate and apart. Then I want a roofer to come out and give me a complete and full estimate. Then I want to compare them. Then I want the roofer to go to bat for me. And then I want the result to be something I'm fully aware of. Go ahead. So what happened then?
Okay. So then a third roofing company came out and they said, listen, you got $20,000 from your insurance company, and we think we can get $30,000 from your insurance company. And my question to them is, with that $30,000 amount, would I get a better roof? And they said, no, basically we would just increase the claim. And I asked them how they were doing that, and they just said, well, we add profit into the job. And so I was a little confused.
All right, here's what they're saying. Eric, here's what they're saying. A good negotiator with insurance companies can get more money than someone else. So the answer is, technically, if they got $10,000 more and they were hinting that they would give you would get some money back in your pocket, that's insurance fraud. Okay?
Yeah, they weren't hinting that, but they were just they were kind of proud that they could increase that claim.
Well, but there must be a reason. Why would you want to suck out 30 when 20 will do it? I don't know. Now,
absolutely.
Well, let me give you an idea, though. Public adjusters truly do increase claims 98% of the time if they know what they're doing. Why? Because I'm going to say a universal truth, okay? The universal truth is that an insurance adjuster from a company will never, ever, ever, ever give you a fair and equitable adjustment first time out, ever, okay? Now, I'm not saying you won't get some damages repaired. I'm saying you won't get a full and equitable settlement, and here's why. If you look at the universe and scales in the universe, there's more than a damaged roof. You may have had some water seep into the siding or around windows, which makes it more susceptible in the future to damage. You may not have to get that damage fixed immediately, but it is cumulative in nature. You have, in fact, on the universal scale, suffered a loss. I know this sounds weird, but you have. You have suffered a loss, just like when a mechanic drives your car 100 miles when he's using it instead of 10, you've suffered a loss, although there's no direct cost at that moment. So with that philosophy, a public adjuster could come out and get you not 20, but maybe 30 or 40 and take a percentage of it. What do you do with the extra money, Eric? You keep it. The only time you don't keep it is when there is a clear and present loss that diminishes the security of your property for the lender. So if you have a house that's paid off, you never have to do anything. But lenders demand that you have repairs done. They don't demand that you give them the depreciated universal loss that's increased. They only want the roof done or the window done or whatever needs to be done because they want their security. They want the collateral to be sufficient. So, Eric, if that roofer is increasing the claim just for grins, then I would never use a roofer like that. If the public adjuster is doing it for because you truly do have losses you did not consider, and you can choose whether to get them done or not, then I would gladly pay a public adjuster a commission and take the extra money. But it's got to be real. It can't be made up, or it can't be artificial. That's the part I don't like. Now, there's another Eric on the line. Eric, what's going on?
How you doing, Tom?
Good. This Eric is on. This is Eric with a K. What's happening?
Well, back on the 13th of June, my mother-in-law bought a door from Renewal by Anderson, and it's just a regular single, I know, it's a regular, regular patio door.
Yeah.
They ended up charging her $6,454
for a patio door?
Yes.
I mean, listen, you're not going to hear me, you're really not going to hear me criticize price. Not because, I think things can be overpriced, but I don't know what's involved. So you had a patio door. It sounds a lot of money, like a lot of money.
Yeah. So what they did is they framed the door, but the salesman that was out here, he pressured her into buying this. And my mother-in-law is 72 years old. She basically, she's an at-risk adult. She's got vision problems. I contacted Renewal by Anderson.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Okay. They talked her into what? I haven't heard a complaint yet. What's wrong? Let's just get to the problem.
Well, one was price for the door.
Okay, price.
Patio door.
Well, okay, that's kind of hard to argue. What else?
And second of all was also, when they put the door in, they put a screen door in that didn't fit, and they kept telling her, oh, we'll be back. we'll be back to fix it.
So right now, if we look at the right now, other than price, you have a screen door that doesn't fit. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, that's we can get that done. What else?
Well, like I said, just the price.
Okay.
And when I called them to ask an itemization breakdown of what parts and labor were, what the door cost, they told me we don't do it that way.
Well, they don't have to. They don't have to tell you anything. They can just say this is the price.
Even if they're financing part of the money, they don't have to break down an itemization.
No, they don't. No, because she agreed to the price. I mean, if the lender demanded it and they refused to do it, then the loan wouldn't go through. Eric, I don't mean to be flippant about this. I understand why you're concerned, and I have other ways to attack it, not the way you're doing it. So hold on a second, okay? Please, and we'll go through what I think is the real issue. 303-713-8255. Revitalized Health does BioT treatments and more. Anything to fight age, you get at Revitalized Health. 3 brothers started Revitalized Health. 2 of them are nurse practitioners. The other one is the practice manager. They're great guys. And their dedication is to you, optimizing hormones and also battling age. People call it age management. I call it full-out war. And they do a great job. By the way, they also have Botox, and they have collagen, Juvederm, Kybella, and more. Give them a call, 720-361-2302. 720-361-2302. Or how about this? TheHormoneBros.com. TheHormoneBros.com. You will love the experience. They have instant blood tests and all of the therapy you need to stay young and healthy. HormoneBros.com.
And car day.
Yeah.
And so when you pick up another Eric, I go on the other Eric's line and go, "It's not you. Please continue holding." You know, it's like because they're flipping all over the place. Pizza should be here between 11:45 and.
Maybe they came out. I thought they came out to my place tomorrow because I had Anderson windows. I thought they just wanted to check everything out. Oh no. They want to upgrade or. Well, they want to. Here the windows were 15 years old. They want to go through them and replace them. Well, they say that their windows will last like a lifetime.
Yeah, because they have this new composite material on the wooden frame windows. I forgot what they call it. But yeah, it's just that's crazy money.
Yeah, but they want to replace the whole structure, everything, right? That's why. Yeah.
But well, I wonder what this other place would have done for the whole thing.
Well, I think when I originally had the window, well, just like Kevin was saying, the window in my bedroom was like this wide, so I wanted to open it up. Okay. So they opened it up. It was like $3,800 to open it up, drywall it around there, pop the window in. But that was already done, right? So Anderson was saying it was like $6,800, something like that. Just the thing.
And that was a bay window. So they are more expensive. They are more expensive.
Yeah.
Hey, can you tell me where Revitalized Health is roughly? It's 470 and what?
Yeah, I looked it up before.
Yeah, could you? Because their map isn't even interactive on the site. You can't click on it. They have a terrible website, and I love these guys.
They do.
I've got to talk to them about it. They need to redo this. They're losing a lot of business.
Providing comprehensive retirement planning solutions and having
And work was revitalized now?
BioT, that stuff.
Ron, you feel any better?
Anything ever happened with the stem cell thing that you were doing with suing a company because it's not real stem cells?
Yeah, building case.
Oh, wow. And how did you find out that they're not using
It's not just one, it's several companies.
Huh? Wow.
Not doing it right. Because here's why. You can't ship in stem cells and keep them living. So anyone who ships in fluid, it's not real stem cells, period. So,
Ken Carl on 470 then is the major streets there.
Thanks.
Do you want the address?
I had that.
Okay.
How do you spell Carl? Isn't it R-L?
C-A-R-Y-L.
Is it
Yeah.
C-A-R-Y-L? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Ken Carl Boulevard?
Avenue.
Avenue.
That's actually who did the glass, Ken Carl Glass, in my bedroom.
So here's some trivia. When you say this and this, 2 streets, which one do you get first?
Doesn't matter.
Technically, it doesn't, does it? There's supposed to be one, north and south. There's supposed to be.
It's really north and south.
People say that, north and south first, then east to west. And others say it's the primary street first.
The major street.
I would have the major street. Well, it's easier for people to locate.
When you say major street first.
Major street first.
There's all kinds of like highway trivia. I used to hear, and I retained some of it about east to west, north to south. Like all highways going east to west are even numbers.
North,
And
south,
all
north,
north
and
south
five.
are odd.
No.
The major ones end in 5s.
All
numbers? You're talking like a Highway 6 or something like that.
All east and west and all north, not avenues. And
Interstate highways.
Yeah, or highways.
Or
interstate
that's
number.
North and south,
Right,
just
right.
normal highways. Then the other one is the lower, that they go 10, 20, 30, the higher they are, the farther north they are.
Or west.
And the higher they are, the farther west.
East.
East.
East. Like I-95 is on the east coast.
Right. And then the highway system was done like Highway 1, 2, 3, 4, literally chronologically across the country. Then there was something else that was, highways that go to other highways like beltways are 295. So it's 2 Highway 95.
If they go around the city, they have a 4.
Then it's a 4 because it's a
circles
4.
around.
That's right. It's a beltway. And if it's a 2, it goes like that. 2 I-95.
Connect 2
So street numbers, like house numbers, one's odd, one's even. What is that?
I don't know. I think
North,
I used to
northeast
know.
is even.
One is not. One is.
Southwest
So what is it?
Northeast is even, southwest is odd.
Okay. North because it's north, south, east, and west. So it's north, even, odd.
North and east are even numbers.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Fix it 24/7. We'll send an expert to your home for $39 to check any problem, because it could take a long time with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains to find a problem. No matter how long it takes, it's just $39 to give you a full written report. That's important, because if you want to shop around, hey, do it. You only pay $39. You have a defined price. But if you decide to have the work done, and I really believe Fix It 24/7 does it better and at a best value, you won't find the same work at a better price. If you have them do the work, you don't pay that $39. In fact, they knock $77 off the job. Fix It 24/7. $39 for a professional diagnostic, and that's it. Okay, here's the number. 720-526-3939. That's 720-526-3939, fixmyhome.com. Okay, so, Eric, here's something that I hear from Eric. I hear from a lot of consumers. It's a very important topic. Let's do it very quickly. Eric, it's called the day after, or the buyer's remorse, and it comes from somebody doing something. They could be completely happy, but the son or daughter, husband or wife, aunt or uncle, brother-in-law or sister-in-law or next-door neighbor, they find it. And then they say, you've been ripped off for one reason or another. It's usually price. So then when the price is not right, they look for problems because they need to justify why they want to get out of the deal or get a discount. And when there are no problems, they're pissed off. And I get it. I would do the same exact thing. But what you're doing, if you pick things that aren't real problems, what happens is the credibility of your complaint goes down. What I would do is hit it straight up. Like, hey, this is an 80-something-year-old woman, and here's what she paid. And then acknowledge right away, I understand she's an adult, she signed a contract, and what you did is probably illegal. Legal. But do you really believe it's right? This is a price. I did some informal shopping around, and here's what I found for that same job. Now, you can do nothing about it and go about your way. But then if that's the case, I think I should warn others. And then, you know, on social media and other places. And that's the way you do it. You hit it straight up, Eric. And, you know, because when I was asking about the problem, the screen door, I heard the little hesitation stuff. And really the bottom line is this. You're pissed off because they took advantage of an elderly woman, right, in your opinion. Isn't that right?
No, this is what I'm getting my point to, is I'm trying to explain to you, is that I did call them and I did try to ask for an itemization. I don't mind people making money when you have a business. I mean, I'm all for that. What I'd like to know, though, is what the door costs and what this costs.
Well, Eric, I just said this. You think they charge too much money, and you said, no, I'm wrong. So what did I not get? It's that you want them to justify it. But here's the deal. You're not owed that. You are attacking the wrong thing. They don't have to itemize. So, Eric, what difference does it make how much the door costs? Really, what difference does it make? Let's say the door costs $1,000. What difference does that make to you? What would you say to them?
Well, then I would know that they were taking advantage of it.
Well, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. What if they ran into a big problem installing it? What I'm saying to you is, why are they taking advantage of her? The markup's too much? So now are you going to go in now, do their other accounting? Tell me if they're marking up other things too much, or if they're paying too much for a product, or if they're paying too little for a product and making too much money. And how about advertising? Are they spending too much on advertising, therefore raising their base prices on everything? I mean, Eric, what I'm getting at is exactly what I said. You're pissed off at the price, period. And the thing is, you don't have the balls to say it. So you don't want to sound like a cheapskate. You want to sound like a businessman. Well, I want to know a breakdown here. I'd like to analyze your markups. I'd like to analyze this and that. Wrong argument, weak argument. They won't even listen to you. Because why? They don't have to. You're asking for things that you have no right to ask for after the sale. You ask for it before the sale, and they can still refuse you. But then you have the power to say no. Vanessa, what's going on? Now, by the way, Eric, you know, people like you call me and think they don't get help. But if they really listen and really do what I say, they would frickin' prevail. Vanessa, what's going on?
Yeah, frickin'.
What's going on, Vanessa? What did she say?
Hi, this is Lou right here.
Hey, Vanessa, what's going on with you?
All right, I have a really shitty problem. That problem.
Okay. So let's keep going. 303s. I already caught it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I probably set that tone when I said fricking, and she got right on and said, I have a really, you know, whatever problem. So I want Vanessa to call me back. I didn't mean to drop her. I meant to hit the delay button, and I did. But I also meant to hit the hold button. So if you're listening, Vanessa, I did not mean, not Vanessa or whoever it was. Who was it? Vanessa, huh? I did not mean to hang up on you. Did we have two Vanessas or not? Or is that the one? Okay, let's keep going. 303-713-8255. I will take all of your calls, I promise you, and we'll get to the bottom of that one. Art of Granite will do your granite countertops at wholesale for the material. They only charge for the fabrication and installation. You can prove that to yourself because you can buy it anywhere on his wholesale account. Now, if you buy from him, he's a direct stone importer. He'd love it. But he can tell you your price on the phone because he doesn't charge above wholesale. He knows what his fabrication cost is per square foot. Doesn't matter what your kitchen looks like. It's going to fabricate the same way. So get your price on the phone. He doesn't play games with you. He also does cabinets for a small markup from the manufacturer. Give him a call. He's a great guy. He also does the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. Tear out and Holloway is free. Artofgranite.net. Artofgranite.net. Get your price on the phone, 303-386-5919. 386-5919.
None of his business.
What you should do is...
Did you ask them what they paid for those eggs or that steak when you had that dinner?
Yeah.
Two reputable glass people come out and give him a number, and if it's $1,000...
I told him what to do. Well, no, that was perfect.
And then here's perfect.
That's your argument. Do you feel right about it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's done,
Right.
we paid you. Do you feel
In
right
other words,
about it?
when a complainer acknowledges the truth and doesn't try to attack in all these stupid ways, like, well, now I know you did. You know, it's like when I know as a businessman, when you hear people like that, you don't even want to talk to them. You don't want to help them because you respect them more if they said, you know, my mom was in there the other day and I think
If they're straight up.
Man, that is something you can deal with.
Absolutely.
Well, they come in and play lawyer. You know, they try to set you up with.
Right, just like Tom said, businessman, play a
thing.
businessman. Give me your cost, start slavery.
Yeah.
Yes, you see correctly, there is another Eric. I'm not kidding.
I want another pizza.
Yeah.
We're 1 minute past 2 minutes.
So I'm hearing a rumble over here.
Oh, it is.
Over here? Don't get in his way when he's...
No, I'm kidding.
Because I just heard it about 2 minutes ago.
He keeps looking over there. Don't get in his way when it comes in.
And this is the sound probably not.
That Eric is that status symbol auto.
Oh, okay.
You told him to call in?
Yep.
So that's that one.
Okay.
Status.
Yeah, this is a long
Boy, that
time.
gets right to it.
That's the name of the body shop.
I forgot what we did to a customer's car, but the customer went to see the receipt who we bought it from.
Yep.
And I said, that's not happening. He said, why? I said, because that actually is none of your business.
Okay, that's true.
And then I told him, I said, listen, we make a profit on our part, and we make some of our profit in labor. We spread it out in both areas. Well, what is that percentage of profit? I said, that's none of your business. I said, part of the profit in parts and labor is our expenses and giving you a good warranty and backing that warranty up.
That's it. Right.
You know, and you are covered. Any issue with anything we've done, we're going to get you taken care of. But, I mean...
Yeah, but those are all questions that should have been done before.
Right. But how do you get into costs when I'm paying $10,000 a year for tax, for property taxes?
But that's a conversation you don't even have. That's the whole thing.
Exactly. I didn't say it. I'm just...
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So it's like that outlet, that $2 outlet and stuff.
Yeah.
To pay an electrician to come in and do it.
Yeah. He didn't like it when I said that is absolutely none of your business.
He says, can you break down your costs? You should have that whole breakdown shop, you know,
Public service
insurance,
insurance.
you know,
Mark's
public service.
vacation fund.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Governor's College.
Yep.
Well, that's you should. Here's broken down. Plus parts.
Well, I remember years back when I got the Dodge, you know, I told the guys, you know, these customers would see it all printed in work or something like that. Hey, that's not mine. You don't tell anyone that's my car. Period. That's a customer's car. You know, because then they see something like that. Oh, that's why you're charging me so much.
Oh,
you know
I was
what I'm
saying nice car. I thought you meant that Dodge Caravan.
Oh,
That
yeah.
wasn't too bad. I had one of them too, an all-wheel drive. I'm a little embarrassed I was driving it.
Less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra hiring's better.
Viper.
Save time on hiring. So you're
What's that?
Get started today.
Obviously overcharged. But if they know that's mine,
Time
what
to
I'm saying?
millions of
And only when you car ever walk.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That show up in new Corvettes.
Right.
There is a quote to reduce some lighting and stuff, and the guy pulls out a brand new Corvette.
desktop device.
But the assembly floors is all I have on there. This guy came to my mom's house just a couple of weeks ago because I wanted this tree trimmed up. Holds up in a 5 Series Mercedes.
Zoom.us to set up your free account
Man, this
today.
could be a high end
At
on this.
Zoom.us.
Actually, it turned out.
Zoom video conferencing.
Ron Skiminski, Mornings 5 to 10.
Google's CEO once said that their goal
Yeah,
was
realtors
to run
really
up
have
to the
nice
creek
cars.
line, but not cross
Then
it.
they tried to
Peter
find
Schweitzer, producer of the new film, The Creek
Right.
Line,
That's
they have. Peter joins us Monday morning at 7:05 here on 630 KHOW.
Simply Floors Inc. is savings. That's it. Simply Floors Inc. You don't have to remember anything else. Well, Buddy Mitchell's a great guy. They have all the same products as the big boxes, but they beat their butts about 20% all the time, every single time, and up to 40 and 50% a lot of the time. It's a wonderful thing. what can I say? And they're at 52nd and War, southwest corner. You don't have to drop by. They'll come to your home with all the popular choices, decor, and they have designers that will help you with your project. And I'm talking about true designers, not just somebody to say, oh, that's a nice color. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Okay, so now, Joe, I want to get to Joe. He called back a comment on the guy. Oh, I know what this is. A guy asked about blackballing someone finding a job. You know, is there a law against that? And then we talked about it. You know, you can't lie about people. You can, but you know, if you're not able to defend it, they can sue you for libel or slander. Slander if it's verbal, libel if it's written. So, what is your comment on this, Joe?
Tom, well, I thought I heard him say that he was reading a help wanted ad, and in the ad it said, "We do not hire drivers from ABC."
Wow.
And that occurs if the company that's doing the hiring has recently hired an executive or a manager in the previous company. Typically, that guy will have a
non-compete
provision in his contract, which forbids.
That's a good point.
So, and you know, we see it all the time. Or let's say the hiring company recently purchased a route or a territory from company B. That will also have a non-solicitation. So I see it all the time, and I'm pretty sure he said it was in the ad that we do not hire drivers from XYZ company, and that's probably because of a non-solicitation agreement, either from a manager, recently hired manager, executive, or because of some other business transaction.
Thank you. That's really cool. You see, it's not always devious and bad. I like this. I like the way, you know, he really spelled it out. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And what's happening with... how many Erics? This is the 5th Eric, and we have 2 more online. Eric, what's going on with you? Are you all the same person? What's going on, Eric?
I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I.
Yeah. I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I. Did you hear what he said? That's cool. All right, Eric.
Tom, long-time listener,
Thank you, man.
first-time caller. There's several ways to buy a car. You can lease, you can finance, you can go through a dealer, you can pay cash.
Yeah.
I started doing something else. I sold my Cadillac Sedan DeVille. Fortunately, had about $4,000 equity, paid cash for a Honda Civic, which was a big jump down, but the thing was worth $6,000, and I started putting $250 in a savings account every month. And in a year, I sold it for $5,000. Bought a $7,000.
What's all these numbers for? What are we talking? What are we getting at?
Well, basically, just I was paying myself a car payment.
You were able to stay in transportation without costing you money.
Every year, I would upgrade. I would buy the cars wholesale. Find somebody getting a divorce. Find somebody who is. I live in Colorado Springs. There's 5 military bases. They got to leave for Germany by Friday. They got to get out of it fast. The people are closing on their house on Friday. They have to get rid of their car payment because it's making their ratios all wrong on their house.
Yeah.
So I usually find a people problem, although I do always go down and have your referral list has saved my bacon to the point where I think the pork association should probably endorse you because you save so much bacon for
cool.
around.
I like it. But now, Eric, anyway, so what is your primary job or career?
I in sales, but I do this kind of for fun and also to keep. I basically drive for free. At the end of 5 years, I bought a brand new car from a dealer. I usually buy from individuals, but then at the end, my wife wanted a brand new car, but we waited until February, which is the shortest month, and we got the previous year's model, and they were closing them out. And I had $20,000 cash. I felt like a drug dealer, and I put down on the sales manager's desk piles of $1,000,
Yeah.
And I said, I want that one that you want $28,000 for. I want it out the door for $20,000. Last year's model. It's got 200.
Did you do it or not?
He said no, and I said, well, call me if you change your mind.
Without going through the whole thing, what did you get it for? The $28,000 car.
$20,000.
Okay, that goes to show you. I was talking to a guy about a car, and he said, we'll never go that low. And I said, okay. And the same exact thing happened. They call you back and they say yes, but not always. I mean, $8,000 is a lot of markup. They don't play those games anymore that much. I mean, sometimes. Now, with used vehicles, you can see it more than on new, but You know, the days, though, of going and negotiating $10,000 off a vehicle, I mean, that might happen, but it's not as fat as it used to be. Steve, what's going on with you, Steve? Welcome. What's happening?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
With all the Erics, I don't know if you have multiple.
Yeah. No, I don't. Actually, Steve is a pretty common name, but today, you are it.
Cool.
What's happening?
Hey, I got 4 cars and a 2-car garage.
How?
We have a Roadster, that Honda S2000 that we've had for years, and it was almost totaled, so we bought another one, and they decided not to total it. So it used to be we could take out a storage unit, over the winter, and for the 4 months store for a couple $100 a month.
Yeah.
Now we've got 2 of them.
Yeah.
So about a year ago, maybe a little bit more, you had somebody call you in that had a car collection, and they were being forced out of the warehouse where they were storing it, and somebody came up with a solution that was down south.
A car lift.
Well, yeah, the car lift is my second solution. So I'm looking for either inexpensive storage to store the 2 Roadsters over the winter, or a source that might give me more information on a car lift to put in the garage to get the Roadsters, up in the rafters and keep the other.
Car lifts are expensive, especially the ones that are freestanding. Oh well, they're all expensive, but they're like probably 20 grand, right? No, guys, am I way?
No.
I'm way
pick
off.
up one for 4 or 5 thousand.
Wait, 4 or 5 thousand. Oh my God, I'm so off.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
I got to worry about the depth of the concrete in the garage and everything else.
Well, the weight.
You have to have
get somebody to install it correctly.
Yeah, the weight is not substantial.
For that.
Weight is not substantial.
That's why I was calling to see if there's, if
most people don't have the height, is what it is.
Right. Yeah, I've got the height.
You need like 10 feet or more.
Man, 4 or 5 grand
12 foot.
with installation, that would be, man, gosh, that's a good idea. That would be loads of value for you. I mean, where are you going to get something cheaper than that if you think about it?
Yeah, I just looked up a 4-poster on the internet, just $2,500 for the lift. Now you got to get somebody to put it in and wire it and do that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Somebody that nearby that could handle the installation and stuff.
What do you think? I mean, I think that, but if somebody has an idea,
I would contact the seller and see if they know of installers locally.
Yeah, if somebody has any ideas, is that all he's looking for, an installer? But I'm wondering if people have any ideas about storing vehicles anyway, in addition to that. 303-713-TALK. You know, so many people call me when they're injured and they
use that much for private owner for $800, $1,000.
Something that's even worn out.
Right.
Because it's not going to go up and down all the time.
Right.
Once it's up and on the detent, you're good.
Yeah.
See, some of the drive-up ones, you think of the scissor lifts and stuff, they're 30 grand.
Yeah, but you can't really pull nothing underneath it.
You need someone
No.
Right.
You need a clear floor.
Right. But if you had it, that's where you change the oil and everything right there. So, but you need a taller
But he's right. If you're on the floor, you need, I think, 4 inches.
So if you have a serious case, John Fuller
will tell you
Concrete,
right.
right.
303.
Well, what you can do is cut out the sections. Really big. So you can cut out the sections. You could cut out the sections where
the anchors
as a result.
before they can
His
grab.
website, John R. Fuller.
Right, but you can cut out with 4 post builders and concrete soil. You can cut out those squares and put it over for 4 or 5 days.
First Talk Station 630 J-House and iHeartRadio Station. Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons.
You gotta have 3 wide door and then like say, I tried this.
The bedroom's also garage. If we put those doors like you see on the sidewalk in front of the high-rise building, just have the car come up and just
fit in between the pools for the 5 years garage. You have a tall ceiling to raise the car up to put another car underneath them. But it's got to go with that garage. I guess I go with my garage door. You can have a normal sized garage door, but just have a taller ceiling. But the open lung cancer, by the time we found it, it spread through. Oh, now I see what you're saying. The garage door opens and it's going to be.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to.
Usually I move that day of the week.
That's a good point. You have a good point. Boy, if you just have your garage door that just comes out. Right. No, I see what you're saying. No, that's a good point. Because that thing would have to go way up.
Right, right. It'd have to be a huge one.
Right.
You're still staying in touch with their family?
Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to.
Right. Yeah, they would only
her
open
mom
the door halfway.
years before.
Right.
I don't know. Part of that, her brothers, I don't think knew how to deal with it.
Right, but the garage door comes out.
Yeah,
right.
Within that, I think
They don't know
what that does.
What are you saying?
But I mean, the garage door would have to go way up.
No, they're in Illinois track, so we weren't the garage.
Right? No, the track with the garage door rides on the track. You get in between the tracks, but the garage door, if it's open, it would have to go all the way.
You just raise the door up a little bit.
Yeah. But it'd have to go way to the very top of the ceiling.
So not necessarily. I mean, you just put like 2-3 feet in, and then you move the garage door opener to the wall instead of in the center. Huh? Yeah, you put the opener.
You're talking about the garage door, open the door.
Yeah, the track. You just a couple of feet.
So you could take the door and just angle way up there, or the tracks to angle it way up.
Well, you just add to it, so it just goes straighter before it turns.
Well, no, the tracks on the door, what Dan's talking about, comes up like this, then goes over.
Yeah, the door. But they're wide enough that the car go up.
But the door itself. The door itself.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
But you just add to the tracks, so the door goes up 3 more feet before it goes over.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he's got a 12-foot garage, it's probably pretty close to the ceiling anyway.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But
Because
even
the
if
tracks
it is down
are the width of the door.
Vanessa's back on 2. I told her not to cut.
I looked at my place and something, I thought the opening of the thing is a regular
And
opening, but
pizza's on
the
its way
ceiling
up.
is way high.
Okay. Yeah. No, you can move the door closer to the ceiling.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we had to move some stuff around. We moved the openers and everything else.
Actually, you
And mounted them right on the wall.
Same track and just hang it in a different height.
Yeah.
You have children?
That's all we did was add it.
How did they do? Or one
I'm
child?
still not picture that's the way I should be.
My son was
picturing
12
it.
when she
with
died.
you.
My daughter was 16.
Well, you got to be careful. I mean, you don't have, because you figure in the shop, I mean, 12 feet or not even.
Really young, they would go
How much lift do you need underneath to get something under it? Depends on what you're putting underneath it, too.
We're going to need at least 5 foot. At least.
There's some SUVs that think you can't park underneath the lift, no matter how high you go.
Right.
When
The
she
lift just won't
when
clear.
her daughter,
Right.
she was the personal assistant to the
It'd be nice to have one
man
before
who
change oil, look underneath the car. Not that you do that much with a car.
Great way to store a car, too.
So they had lots of
Keep it up there in the air.
Whether you're retired or
Can't park the other car underneath it. You use all the
give me
time.
a call to set up a complimentary, no
Just be dark
obligation.
under
They
there.
probably have more time
I'll show you how I can
most
help you
kids.
get the most sustainable income out of Social Security, your 401ks, your
Yeah,
IRAs,
it'd have to be,
your rental properties, and
you
your
know, the arms come out to lift the
When you know
car up.
what's
See what
coming
I'm
in this
saying?
month,
2
next
arms on
month,
each side,
and every
front and
month
back, to
thereafter,
lift the car
you'll
up.
be able to
You
enjoy
don't want to get a
retirement
ramp style,
with full
because then the
support.
ramps would be
Retire
hanging down,
happy.
you're not going
Retire
to
with
pull the
Tucker.
car underneath
You
it.
can reach us at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. This is not an offer to buy or sell.
Back on the farm and stuff, that would be great.
You just dig a hole.
Yeah. But that's kind of dangerous too.
Yeah, it
The
is.
cage
Oh, it's
caves
crazy.
in.
Oh, it absolutely is.
That's what,
But
we
that's
used to
what-
do that?
Oh, yeah. Working on
Yeah,
the tractors
Gavin?
and stuff. Yeah, we just dig a hole, and back in the day, we weren't.
Pull the tractor right over the hole.
Pull it over the hole, drain everything into the hole, and cover it.
You just tractor sits up.
Oh, the oil and everything.
Was it
Drain right on, put the dirt back on it.
Oh!
Well, I was a kid. That's what I was
Sure.
We should call that Oklahoma Roundup. Seriously, oil. Because our dad poured around buildings to kill the grass.
Yep. It's great for fences, and we used to.
from Oklahoma.
No.
We had a bunch of dog houses. Used to just oil them, to waterproof them.
Dog house?
Outside, our dogs are outside dogs.
Oh, okay, right.
So you just take the oil, like paint, and brush the wood, and
Right.
waterproofs the wood.
Yeah.
Makes it last longer too.
Makes it stinky, especially with the sunbeams on it.
He used new oil. No. What do you think Dad would go? What do you mean there was new oil?
Hi, I'm Martino here. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We help people with problems, questions, and complaints. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors, your clear choice for garage problems. If you have a broken spring, call them. If you have a door that keeps kicking back up, they do free inspections even If you mention Martino, they want to be your company. They want to put the sticker there. Here's the other deal. They have garage door openers and full garage doors. I'm going to say something. I'll put myself on a limb here. You'll never find a better service. These guys are so professional. Great value. 303-565-6409. OneClearChoiceStores.com. Today's car day. Our experts are here in the house. You'll be hearing from Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission, Auto Repair, Kevin Calkin, Sheridan, Auto Tech, Ron Langford, Mark Stolberg, Master Drive. And Master Drive, anything coming up that we should know about? Any pre-winter stuff or anything? If yes, no, maybe, anything coming up? Mark?
You know, it's the season to get out there and get brushed up on skills on
Well,
winter driving stuff.
Have? Do you have stuff?
So we have a 2-hour winter driving skills camp.
That's important. A 2-hour winter driver course. If you're new to the state, we have so many new people. I swear to you, this is really important. For some reason, people think you don't need snow tires in Colorado. And another thing you're told is that, you know, the snow goes away right away. It does most of the time. But you got to learn how to drive. It's a very weird snow. Different than what you're used to. Really different. Okay, so because it does more of a plowing than it does a sliding, although you will get plenty of sliding. So I'm going to ask you in a minute. I want people to get ready to copy it down. And I'll ask you when it is, winter driving course, and where they can call for help. So people, get ready now so I don't, you don't say, I didn't get that, I didn't get that. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. 303-713-TALK. Which one should I take? Let's see. Okay, Vanessa. Vanessa has a really crappy problem. She said the wrong word before. Okay, Vanessa, go ahead. What's going on with the engine light?
All right, I apologize for that.
Oh, that's okay.
When they sold me the car on this dealership, it was on already, and I was told, oh, no, it's fine. Either way, if it doesn't pass emissions, you got to take it back in, and by law, they have to fix it because I did the emissions within the 3 days.
You're right. They do have to fix it, Vanessa. If you bought that car and you had it done within that 3 days, they have to make it pass or they undo the deal.
Exactly, and you know what? I actually called them and told them because I'm busy. I work a lot. The reason why I got this car from an unknown dealership in the first place. So I called them and told them it didn't pass, and I did it within the 3 business days.
So anyway, what did they say they would do for you?
And I went in there with my uncle because he went in there with me to get this car, and he told me to get out.
What?
He just told me straight up, get out.
What's the name of this dealership?
McManus.
Hey, Clint. Would you call them? Here's what happened. First 3 days, she had the emissions done, engine lights on, they wouldn't pass. She went back to the dealer, and the dealer said, get out. Come on, man. So he wouldn't even talk to you about it.
Oh, no, he just told me get out, and I have expired plates because it doesn't...
No. Listen,
it's the whole thing.
This guy's going to lose. I don't know why this guy thinks. You have proof of the date you had it inspected, right?
Oh, I have that with me. Yes, I do, sir.
All right, hold on. Clint, take her. She's on line 2. This is I don't know. Speaking of lights, here's another light. Go ahead, Bill. A light on the dash. Bill.
Yes, thank you. Excuse me. I had it checked out at AutoZone. They said it's the EVAP system. Now this light, when I go up to 8,500 foot, the light will come on.
What does that mean, guys? Is it clogged or something, or what is the evaporation?
Valve stuck open.
What's an evaporation system for those listening?
It takes all the fumes from the engine and all the system and recirculates them back into the gas tank, so it doesn't vent out.
So instead of evaporating into the air, it evaps into the tank.
Into the system.
So it's a very simple thing. Probably it's clogged.
Now when I come back down to this altitude, it'll go out.
Yeah.
And then when it's happened twice like that.
That's because, what? The air? What would cause it to do it at high altitude? That the air expands? I would think the air would be less dense and cause less problems. But I don't know.
Normally on EVAP systems, when there's a leak, it's due to a vacuum hose or a bad diaphragm or something like that. But you just need to get it checked out.
You trace the light, you get a trouble chart, and you just run it.
Yeah.
Come up with a solution. Yeah.
Okay.
So listen, man, it's not going to be difficult. That's the good news for the EVAP. Eric, another Eric. This is our 6th, right? Our 6th Eric today. Go ahead, Eric.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Number 6. Eric, number 6.
Yeah, I took my truck in to a business for repair of hail damage.
Okay. Now, was it so it had paint damage? It wasn't paintless stent repair.
No, sir.
Okay.
They replaced the roof and several other
big time
items throughout the truck.
Okay.
So when I got the truck returned to me, my key fob would not work.
What? I wonder what they could have done to cause your key fob not to work. That's weird.
They set up an appointment for me to take it to a Dodge dealer, which I did, and the Dodge dealer stated that some wires that connect to the antenna were not connected. And
oh, so when they were messing with the roof, that's when it happened, maybe?
That's what I believe.
Okay, so anyway, what are there are such things as coincidences, but not that many.
Right.
So what happened?
They contacted me after I got it back from Perkins, and they are expecting me to pay for the bill that Perkins Motors billed them.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. Perkins billed them. Why did Perkins bill them if you brought the car in?
Because I asked them to.
Okay. You asked them to, and they billed. And why does this place feel they're not responsible? If Status Symbol Body Shop did not hook up things properly, why do they think they should get away with it?
They're stating that there had been a problem with the key fob since I originally had dropped it off for the repair.
Did they make a mention of that on your invoice?
Not that I'm aware of.
Now, you tell me the truth. I can tell through the microphone, through the speakers, through my headset. Was it working before you went in perfectly?
Yes, it was.
Perfectly.
Absolutely.
You never had a problem.
But here's my thing.
Yeah.
I believe something could have happened to it. My issue is, and what I said to them is, if there was an issue with the key fob, then why didn't you contact me when you discovered the issue and say, hey,
I agree.
An issue with your key fob?
I agree.
That,
can I ask you something? When you said the fob didn't work, what year is this?
It's a 2017 Dodge Ram.
Okay. And how much did your repair cost?
Which repair? The hail damage or the
the key fob, getting that fixed?
It was $447 and change.
Okay. Did they offer to pay any part of it?
No.
Wouldn't that be under a factory warranty?
No. Why? Not a
connection and wiring.
A wire's disconnected as a result of hail damage repair? Yeah. On what planet do you live?
No, I mean, if the wires were hooked up, and they did the job correctly replacing the roof, wouldn't that key fob be under a warranty?
Well, key fobs in general, if you have a warranty, might be. I don't know, but I mean, this is not one of those issues. They screwed with it. I mean, are you suggesting he doesn't say that and just turns it in as a warranty, but he already had it done? Here listen, I don't see how these guys can get away with it unless what they're saying is true. See,
can I give you another issue that came up that I think contributes to this problem?
Go ahead.
What Perkins discovered that I wasn't aware of is that my rear seats were only hand tightened. So I know that Status Symbol removed the rear seats when they did the work. When they were put back in, they were only hand tightened and they weren't tightened down. So my response to Status Symbol over email when they asked me to pay was, I have wires that are disconnected, I have seats that were not put back in properly, and what that's all leading me to believe is that I don't know if anything was done properly because there's two things wrong with my truck that weren't wrong before.
I understand, but you know what? But this is where we depart, okay, Eric? Okay. I never help people on what coulda, shoulda, woulda, maybe, will. Okay, so
Tom, if he had existing problems when they took the roof off and put it back on properly, they would have fixed his problem, not damaged it.
You're right. So even if
it wasn't working before they worked on it,
and if it was not working before
because of
due
the
to the disconnection, what excuse would they have for not reconnecting?
For not fixing it right?
That's brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Of course, even if you agree with them, Eric, and you say to them, okay, even if it was disconnected prior to this. First of all, that's almost impossible. How would it become disconnected? And then, why didn't you reconnect it? I mean, why would you put it back together without doing that? So, listen, I wouldn't even go there. There's no way that wire is just going to come disconnected within that. It's in the rail, right? Isn't it in the rail under the top?
I don't know where it is.
I think it is. I think it is. How does something become disconnected? I say, worst case scenario, we're going to call him. Worst case scenario, Deputy Clint will get on it. You call him right because he's standing by for this call. I would say, I don't know how they get out of it. A small claims court is what I would say if we are not successful. Where is Status Symbol? I've never heard of them before.
They're in Colorado Springs downtown. But my question for you, Tom, is as far as I know, they already paid Perkins. I'm trying to do the right thing. And
who already
I'm
paid Perkins?
Status symbol. But you know, I'm trying to do the right thing. I know, like, basically what I could say to them is, you paid them, it's on you. Like, we're done.
Well, why wouldn't you say that? They're the ones that caused the problem, Eric.
Because I'm trying to do the right thing, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
Okay, that's very nice of you. Very nice.
The other thing they're asking me to do is to have my insurance company cut me a check and give them the money. And I don't want to do it because I don't think I'm not trying to pocket it. I want to get in touch with my insurance company and say, you shouldn't be paying for this because it's their responsibility.
Well, it is and it isn't. It actually is, in my opinion, something insurable because you are the victim of this, and it is a result of damage. It's up to your insurance company to then subrogate.
Okay.
So I think, listen, you're a nice guy. I think you're right. I think you're in the driver's seat, as they say. 303-713-TALK. If things go south and you need a fresh start because of insurmountable debt, it could be medical bills, unemployment, a death in the family, winkandwink.com. Mike and Gigi Wink. In fact, if you're facing a foreclosure, it can most likely be stopped. If that's all you have is that arrearage, you know, they can stop that. Now, obviously, if you have other debt, you can put it in a Chapter 13. And they can write down debt that's maybe unsecure or a vehicle where you were charged too much and you're upside down. This is for very special circumstances. Winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720.
This report is brought to you by Firestone Complete.
It's already been picked over. Yeah. It's not hot anymore.
Or something bad happens.
Oh, yeah. I-25 slow coming out of the tech center from Bellevue traveling up towards Hamden. Also slowing down downtown from Alameda traveling up towards Colfax. Westbound I-70 slows down
into the pizza.
Westbound 270 stop and go approaching Vasquez. And seeing delays on the west side of town along westbound I-70 approaching Kipling. The weather forecast. Sunny today with a hot high of 91. Right now fair at 85. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How.
Keep your car running newer longer. Come into Firestone Complete Auto Care September 13th to the 16th for their epic sales event and get $100 off any purchase of $500 or more. Whatever you drive a Firestone. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Details at driveafirestone.com.
Have you experienced it? That wow.
I've never eaten regular pizza.
That kind of wow comes from.
What do you mean never eat regular pizza? I haven't crossed never.
Design and engineering background.
I've never done it. I just scrape it.
Key kitchens, baths, and closets, from floors, ceiling cabinets,
I had a friend
even appliances.
who also scraped his pizza, but I eat the toppings. He ate the crust. That's all. You should have just bought a loaf of bread. Dumbest thing in the world.
Or family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, it's easy to feel like there's nothing you can do. Now, things like life-saving treatment.
You eat much more pizza if you just eat the toppings.
Well,
no.
And their families.
I don't like the Chicago pizza. It's too thick. It's all crust. All crust. I don't know why people like that.
September is prostate cancer.
So is Mark there?
Visit the prostate cancer.
He sent an email this morning. He was in California. Well,
you can do to take action.
Hawaii is what, 5 hours from there? I don't know how big a layover they have. You're welcome. Yeah, I'd like to know what wire that is, though.
They just missed the.
Tom was saying the pillars. He's talking about
No,
coming
up
down.
in the, like the
Up on the
headliner,
center?
the center headliner, there's an antenna there.
Oh,
I
got
can't
it.
remember if it's the front or the back,
Down
but
like,
it's
okay.
centered.
I understand that.
Just that little.
Never mind. Okay. Yeah, that black plastic thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hello? No talking with mouth. No, seriously. People complain. Okay. Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. You hear every day people complaining about all kinds of contractors taking money running. We love to have great contractors like Genesis. They do inside and out, from the roof
down the siding, the windows, decks, and fences. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Mark Szymanski is the owner. I know him personally. 303-679-8509. Get ready to copy down the information for the winter driving course at Master Drive. If you're new to the state, and many of our listeners are brand new, they come into an area and they want to get to know the area. They turn on talk radio. They get addicted. We have a lot of new listeners. We love you. You're going to want to do this. It's a great idea. We'll give out the information in a little while. Okay, now, Randy's got a question on a car title. Go ahead, Randy. What's your question?
Happy Friday, Tom.
Hey, happy Friday. What's new?
I had bought a VW from my brother, and my brother bought it from our dad 2 years ago. And my brother never did anything with the title.
What do you mean never did anything? They never transferred it?
He never transferred it to his name, left it in my dad's name.
And how did he get plates and stuff? Just kept going?
He never plated it.
Oh, was it just sitting there then?
Yeah.
There's going to be a penalty, too, of about $100.
Yeah. Do I have to get a VIN verification for that, or just the title?
No. It's not a lost title, right?
No, I got the original title.
Well, then get it transferred now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
I didn't know if I needed VIN verification.
No, that's only for when you take out salvage cars or a lost title sometimes, or a salvage, things like that. If you are just going to transfer it late, you're going to pay the penalty, and that's about it. Okay, Jeff, what's going on with you, Jeff? Jeff? Okay, I'll come back to Jeff. You want to check on him? Peggy, what's happening, Peggy?
Good afternoon, Tom.
What's going on with you?
So I have a question about putting a lien on someone's home. Do I need an attorney for that?
Well, it's best to have one. You don't need one, no. I mean, you can do it yourself if you know how to do it. But if you don't do everything just right, you lose all your rights. But I want to know the ultimate goal. What do you want to do with this lien?
Well, I want my husband's former employer to pay him for the business that he bought from my husband.
Well, you can't lien his house for that.
I can't?
You can't just lien someone's house because they owe him money in another venue. If your husband did work on the house, or, yeah, but you're telling me that this is for something at work. We don't even know if it's the same entity. If he owns his house privately and you have a corporation your husband works for, you're treading on dangerous territory. I mean, because if you fog up a title and it's not right or genuine, there are all kinds of penalties and problems for you. So that's why I asked about the situation. Let's find out exactly what you need. Your husband worked for this guy and did not get paid. Is that it in a nutshell?
That is one part of it, but the other part of it is he sold the business to this guy, worked for him, this guy fired him, and he never paid for the business he bought from my husband.
Well, then sue him. I mean, if he bought a business, if you sue him and get a judgment in either of these things, for the work or for the purchase, then you can put a lien on this guy's house. In fact, if you write a letter to this guy, which I recommend you do, and there's a reason I'm telling you this, you write a letter right now saying, if we don't get paid for this and this and that, we're going to sue you, and we're going to put a lien on your house. Now, why would you say something like that? Because now that he knows, if he transfers his house to anyone or tries to sell it, it could be considered a fraudulent conveyance. Because when you transfer assets out of your name during a legal battle, or if you have any anticipation of a legal action, and you do that, it's considered, in many cases, most cases, it's considered a fraudulent thing. I mean, this happens all the time. So people, you know, you have to get an attorney to go after this guy. I don't see how else you do it. And it's not just a simple, you don't do a lien first unless you work down the house. Anything else? Anything else? No, I'm here, Peggy. I mean, I think, how much, I mean, I don't want to get into too much detail, but he agreed to buy the house, to buy the business. How was he going to buy it? How much?
he was going to buy and pay like $100,000.
And you have that,
and all the equipment.
You have that in writing, and he simply flat out did not pay. Is that right?
No, we don't have it in writing. It was all verbal.
Oh my God, you don't have anything.
Oh.
My God, wait a minute. You sold a business and transferred it without any written agreement.
My husband did. That is correct.
How did, wait, so what about all the equipment and stuff? Whose name is that in?
Well, it was all my husband's equipment.
No, but how was it transferred? A corporation? What was it? What was transferred?
Well, it was never transferred. This gentleman just came in and...
Then why does he own it? Why does he own it? Couldn't you just say he never bought it? What is there to... That's what I'm trying to get at. Did you take the corporation and transfer it to him? Did he buy stock? How is it evidenced? Peggy, what's to stop you and your husband from saying... This guy is squatting. Leave. I mean, you have paperwork. If you go to the Secretary of State, you own the corporation, I assume, or the LLC. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and you have all the equipment, and it's yours, and you have purchase receipts, right?
Yes.
Then how long has this been going on, this so-called purchase?
A year.
Okay, so who's to say you can't just undo it? There's not one shred of evidence that he bought this company.
Yes, you're right.
You need to see an attorney. You really do, Peggy. You need to see an attorney, because if this guy thinks he's outsmarting you, screw him.
Exactly. So I will go on your referral list.
Yes, now, for someone like this, let's think. This is important. A general litigator like this, I would try John Davis, or I would try Mark Cranack, or you may, and you look on there, but those two come to mind for general litigation like this. This is corporate kind of litigation. That's where I would start. 303-713-8255. Help her out if she needs any numbers. Hey, Jeff, what's going on with you in the 2000 Chevy?
All right, I have a 2000 Astro all-wheel drive.
Hey, Jeff, nice to talk to you. Jeff owns City Lock in Boulder. What's happening?
And I have a situation where when I open either of the front doors, the upper console map lights and the two lights in the front doors, the courtesy lights near the bottom of the door, should come on, along with the dome light in the middle and the rear of the cargo area, or the rear seating.
Yeah.
The cargo area, two overhead lights come on, but not the front ones. And we've checked for fuses. I've run diagnostics on it. Can't find any errors other than we have an error with the all-wheel drive thing. There's a sensor that needs to be rebuilt.
Yeah. So what are you asking? Why? Right? Why is it?
Asking why, if there's someone who's really good with GM would probably know the answer to
well,
it. Well,
Lakewood Auto Electric would know. Brian Grossi and his team, I mean, they are really good. So I'm not sure if it's, a GM thing or just a wiring snafu. Do you think it's something broke, or it's something you're overlooking as far as fuses?
I'm wondering if I hit a button and switched it
to
out of, like, the dome override type of thing.
I see.
Which everyone points to online, but it has nothing to do with that. That has to do with the brightness of the instrument cluster.
So if you were to explain it to someone, some of the lights no longer come on.
Yeah, all the front courtesy lights.
I think, to me, that sounds so much like a switch, because think about it. They would want to discriminate front from back if you're driving, and the people in the back want it. I don't know. I mean,
I toggled something, I think.
Yes. How? It could have even been a setting. Do you have a setup menu on a digital dashboard?
Oh, not on this one. This doesn't have...
What year? Oh, it's a 2000. You're right.
They did have that on...
Okay, hold on.
One.
I have a feeling we can call someone. Let's see. Why don't you call up to Purifoy and talk to Jerry in the service department? Okay, see what they have to say about that. Maybe Jerry, 303-659-8311. They might know that. All right, 303-713-8255. We got more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630.
I remember where there is some switch or relay or something for that. Yeah.
It's very easy to hit a button.
That's exactly what it sounds like to me.
Erasing earlier gains after a report indicates that the president has told aides to go ahead with tariffs on about $200 billion in additional Chinese goods. Among the laggards today, technology companies. And Americans are feeling better about the economy this month. The University of Michigan's consumer sentiment index rising to 100.8 in September. That is the second highest mark since 2004. Consumers are more optimistic about getting a job or keeping the one that they have. And your Target run could be a little more fun this Sunday as the retailer kicks off its Fun Run with promotions in stores and online, featuring Hot Wheel promotions and a discount.
I almost wonder if that would be the headlight switch.
Membership also starting on Sunday.
I don't think that can separate there.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking. I'll bet you
With the Fox Business Report,
some button somewhere with it. Originally, when he said that, I was thinking about that little thing on the side door, that little spring loaded. Yeah. But then it's like inside the door. But then, did he say it never comes on?
Dome light doesn't come on.
I found it.
So it does have a dome light override switch. I'm trying to find out where it is.
Right, which is a button, would be that button.
Yeah, but he says that
right where it hurts. It starts to work
the back ones do work, yeah.
And it's not just the dome, it's all around. But would the dome override also affect the side lights?
That's what I'm trying to
This
figure out.
report is brought to you by Firestone Complete Auto Care.
I hate throwing away all that crust I get away. It's so wasteful, but I don't know what else to do.
You should buy a dog. And
I gotta get one of you guys that eats symbiotic there.
There near 6th Avenue. That wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, he's around there. There's that button right next to the light switch.
Both directions of I-70 a bit slow in the elevated portion. Westbound I-70 stop and go approaching the 270 interchange as well, and 270 slow approaching Vasquez. The weather forecast going to be sunny and hot today with a high near 91. Right now, fair skies in the Mile High City, and we're sitting at 85. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30. How?
Keep your car running newer longer. Coming to Firestone Auto Care September 13th to the 16th for their epic sales event and get $100 off any purchase of $500 or more. Whatever you drive a Firestone. Restrictions and exclusions apply. Details at driveafirestone.com.
You sell your home. You want two things. To sell it quickly and for as much as possible. Hi, it's Ross Kaminsky, and that's what Chad Madlam does every day, selling homes in a third the time and for 3% more than other realtors. On a $500,000 home, that's $15,000.
Is that Peggy still on, or you were done with her? I wonder if they had a building. Probably not. They probably wouldn't have, or I wonder if they leased the building.
Well,
and then what about that? Then if
doesn't matter. Nothing was transferred.
But I know what if he started paying the lease.
So?
Oh, I don't know. Would that be to say, hey, of course I bought it?
That wouldn't be evidence of buying anything. I mean, it's got to be very specific. You can't have
Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Dallas, welcome to the show. What's going on, Dallas? And then right after this call, get ready with your information on the winter driving course for those listening, a refresher course. Go ahead, Dallas.
Yeah, so I'm trying to finance a car right now, and I'm not getting any luck on being approved.
Okay.
I don't believe it's anything to do with the credit.
What do you think's wrong?
Well, I think it's because of the vehicle that I'm trying to acquire.
What is it?
It's 1990 Mitsubishi Delica. And the thing is that it was
Delica?
never made a Delica. Yeah, it's like a little minivan. The thing is that it was never made available in the United States.
No, that doesn't matter. What matters is this. They have to be able to value it. What are you trying to borrow on it?
About $13,000.
You'll never do it in a million years, and it has nothing to do. You won't finance any 1990 car for that much.
Really?
Yeah, because it's too old. They have all kinds of guidelines. I know most of them. I look into leasing and financing all the time for consumers, and I will tell you that usually if your vehicle's over 20 years old, you're not going to get it financed ever. Now, you have special financing where you put other stuff up for collateral or classic cars. This is a totally different thing. I mean, totally restored classic cars. but this is not, or collectible. But if you're talking about just a 1990 in good shape, or even in excellent shape, that's 2000 and 2010 and 2000.
Yeah, 27 years.
Yeah, you're not going to finance a 27-year-old car ever. I mean, I don't know why you think you could. I mean, it's not worth what they. First of all, in order to finance something, there has to be something called loan to value. The vehicle has to be worth, at the very least, what you're financing. But most of the time, they want equity in it. They don't want you to finance 100%. So, what is this car worth?
It's worth about 13 to 14,000. Who told? I can find anywhere in the United States.
Who told you it was worth that?
Because there's not many places that actually sell them.
Why do you care about this vehicle so much? Why do you care about this particular vehicle?
It's my dream vehicle. I've always wanted one, and now I found one that's available here in Colorado, and I'm trying to bend over backwards.
How many miles? How many miles on it?
It's in kilometers, and that's 170, so it's probably about, I don't know, is that about 115? Just trying to do some math in my head. I don't know, 120 in miles.
Okay. I want you to do me a favor, okay? It's 12:37 p.m. in Mountain Time, September 14th, 2018. Want you to write that down. This is the date and the time you decided to make the worst purchase in your life, and you will be the sorriest you've ever been in your entire life because you're chasing a childhood dream. And Tom Martino told you on 12/37, September 14th, 2018, not to do it. And Dallas,
man, you gotta have dreams, man.
I know you do. Yeah, you have to have dreams. That's right. You do have to have dreams. That's right. But dreams have to make some sense when it comes to money. So Dallas, best to you. You're not going to get a loan. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Not. I mean, you might get a personal loan from somebody for something, but you're not going to get a car loan for this. You really won't. And
right, well, you know, I really appreciate.
Okay, man. Listen,
I do it.
I understand. I understand jonesing for something. I really do, man. I do. I understand it. I do that with aircraft. But I still, math has to make some sense. Les says he has a comment on that van where the front lights aren't coming on, the side lights and dome, but the back lights come on. What do you think, Les?
Well, I've got two ideas. One is, has he replaced the front light bulb? That could easily be burned out. And if it's been replaced with an LED
yeah, but would all of them be burned out at the same time?
Well, I thought it was only the front that was out and the rest were
Yes,
working.
but the front is more than one lamp.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 different. He's got under the dash side lights on doors and up above on the dome. So for some reason, the other ones come on and this one doesn't. You were thinking it was just a simple matter of a bulb. And again, you know, I understand. What were you going to say about LED, by the way?
Oh, if it's an LED replacement bulb, they only work installed one direction. If you turn it around, they don't work.
Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you. They have a positive and negative. He's saying, okay, Dave, 97 Chevy Blazer with a brake problem. What's happening?
Yeah, well, what I got is brakes that don't stay adjusted, and I've had it into a brake shop. And this is probably more of a procedural type question. I had it back to them 5 different times, and the most recent time they told me they couldn't find anything wrong with it.
Why would brakes not stay adjusted? These are disc brakes, right?
Well, it's disc on the front, but it's the back ones that are drum brakes.
Which ones are giving you trouble?
The rear ones.
Oh, the drums. Now, do you remember self-adjusting brakes where you would back up?
They're all this
right.
way. That's his is that way.
But not where you back up and pound on the brake, right?
Yeah, his is that way.
You can do that. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you tried that, Dave?
Yeah, we've been through all that.
They put a new hardware kit in it?
The new hardware, new drums.
Weird. How do you know they don't stay adjusted? How do you know that?
Because probably within a week to 10 days, it'll get to the point where it feels like the right rear just locks up.
It's almost like he has the adjusters on the wrong side. There is a left and a right.
Right.
What do you mean, left and a right?
Right.
It'll spin the other way, so it'll spin itself out instead
yeah, I think that's what it is, Kevin.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever take it off and put it back on?
Well, they were, when I first took it in the very first time, I gave them pretty much an open credit card.
I think they switched it like these guys. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the hardware kit. There's a left and a right one, so they probably got them on backwards. I agree with Kevin. Yeah, that's real common.
303-713-TALK. Here's what I want to know. When is this winter driving course, or what do you call it, refresher?
Winter driving skills camp.
Okay.
So it's winter driving camp.
That's a great idea.
So we do it 4 months out of the year. We do it in October through February. It's a 2-hour course.
Now you say October through, so you have several.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's on regular schedules, so they can call in
October
and
through
get signed up.
February, and we're going to give you information on how to find out when. And what do you do? It's a 4-hour course.
2-hour course.
2 hours.
All on the skid pad. 100% of the time on the skid pad. So we're going to do straight line braking, or do threshold braking, or talk about ABS and go experience that on the skid pad. We do skid recoveries. We provide the car for that part of it. Do skid recoveries, and we'll even do spin controls, to where we put the car in 180-degree spin, show you how to stop the spin from continuing.
That's very cool. So what's the website?
What's a spin pad?
You mean a
skid pad?
Skid pad.
Yeah.
They wet down an
great
area.
big area where we've prepared the surface, and when we put water on it,
They
we
make
can
it slick.
skid a car at a really low speed.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a blast.
Now, what is the website?
Masterdrive.com.
That's so easy.
Piece of cake. Masterdrive.com. Go on to the front page, and when you go down to defensive driving, you can see the little bit of information on it in there, and all our phone numbers and everything are on there.
And
so
you do it
can
at your
contact
main
the salespeople.
campus?
We did it at every one of our campuses.
Okay, so let's explain where your campuses are. Masterdrive.com. Where are you, roughly your campuses? Out at Bandemere.
So we have a place at Bandemere. We
Which
have
is
a place
470 and...
470 in Morrison.
Right.
We have a place at Arapahoe and Highway 83 in Centennial. We have a place in Colorado Springs off of Mark Shuffle and Woodman. And we have a place in Fort Collins right off of Mulberry, right near the interstate, the old downtown airport.
Okay, and that's masterdrive.com.
Tom, let me address one thing.
Hold on, Jim, 1 sec. I was going to take you. Hold on. Go. It's fine.
This really is an important thing because, I mean, there's the skill, i.e. the psychomotor skill of car control on a slick surface, et cetera, et cetera. And by the way, it can be as important in a rainstorm for hydroplaning as it is on ice and snow. However, the other element involved is the psychology. That is, if somebody's not very comfortable on a slick road, you don't want to ride with them.
Right.
Because they are white knuckling, et cetera, et cetera. They're not comfortable. So the psychology of it is critically important, and this will give you the confidence of being able to handle a situation, but it's realistic.
Okay, that is well said. And again, it's masterdrive.com, masterdrive.com. All right. 303-713-TALK. We have lines open, 303-713-8255. Okay, Jim, your turn. What? Jim.
Hello, Tom. Just wondering what your thoughts are on using Home Advisor and Angie's List for generating business.
Use anything you want. I mean, whatever works, right? I mean, I've heard some complaints about Home Advisor that the quality of leads, you're charged for every single lead they send you, and I think they sell the lead 3 to 5 times. I'm not sure, but I've heard a lot of people complain that once they turn on that spigot, it is so expensive, and the leads are already taken, or they weren't serious, or they weren't, they weren't qualified, or somebody else got to them. And as far as Angie's List, I mean, that's just a list. I mean, so I'm not sure how they charge consumers, or if they do. I don't know if it's a charge. I don't know how it works. So really, if you're talking as a business, you just got to see what works. Anybody, and I mean anybody, can get on Home Advisor or Angie's List. My referral list, you have to qualify. And again, that doesn't have a charge to the consumer, and people go on. And the reason I like that is because it's up to the consumer to look for someone, click or call, and they're ready. I mean, you don't pay for, I hope they're ready, or you don't pay for something that 5 other people also have their name and number and will call. So really, Jim, what kind of business are you in?
Vinyl swimming pools and then opening and closing pools.
You know, I can't believe you're talking about this. Just yesterday, or was it the day before, I was talking about vinyl for pools. I had one. I loved it. It was a big one. And, you know, in-ground vinyls, that's what you're talking about or not?
Correct.
Yeah. Years ago, there was a business called Calypso. Have you been around a long time?
No, not too long, but I have heard the name, yes.
Philip Cole, we called him Flip.
Oh, yep.
We called him Flip. He had a falling out with his dad. He started his own company. We built that company from the ground up. He became a really good sponsor. He was on my referral list, and he was tragically killed, I think in his 30s. He's, I mean, a young man in a traffic accident. His wife was overwhelmed. We did a lot of talking. She sold the company. Of course, nobody could hold it up to the standards he's had. But man, we just slammed that company. It was so great. I mean, we just hit the ground running because people did not know about the alternative. They assumed you had to have gunite. They assumed you had to have or fiberglass, and they didn't realize that with vinyl, not only is it soft and beautiful on your feet, and it never scrapes and cracks, it moves a little with the ground, so you don't worry about those hairline cracks and all of that garbage. I mean, and they're way cheaper, and they're beautiful. I mean, you can't tell. You know, you got the tile top, the tile look top, and you can't tell if that's a concrete pool or not when you look at it. And certainly when you walk on it, it actually feels better. What I also love, I sound like one of your commercials. I also love that in like 10 years of it fade, well, most of them don't fade anymore, but in 10 years, if you get tired of it, or 15 years, you can change the entire pool in one day. A professional crew can come in, pull out the liner, put a new one in. It looks brand new. So hold on, Jim. I don't know if you have any specific questions, but I do have to take a break. And again, Jim, here's what I say. You got to learn how to mine when it comes to results. That's the one mistake people make. They don't know what's working, and they don't know what's not working.
This report is brought to you by...
Wow. I agree on your feet.
So you lay the vinyl right on top of the dirt?
Yeah.
Right on top of
Well, it's sculpted sand, and it's really done in a very specific way. And then metal sides. It's not a hunk. It's a substantial investment, and it's good, but nothing like the gunite.
Westbound I-70 at I-270. That's backing up that drive to 225. And off highway, got an auto pedestrian accident.
Got a Viper, get in the pool, got the window. What the hell? Overtime. That was in 2000 when times were good. That's when the times were good, 2000.
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner.
Your new guys working out okay?
Yeah. Good. They're doing all right. Just need to get those phones around more.
Well, it's a little quiet right now.
Yeah, it's been quiet all over town. I mean, they always got stuff to do, but there's more in there. Yeah, they're doing really good. And then one of the old guys that left, because he was getting tired of babysitting Devin and Mike, which we let those guys go, he wants to come back with us. Now we got a good crew. I wish I had more work to get him back.
With roadside assistance to each and every customer. You'll also get reminders when your service intervals are due. I love them. I use them. You should too. Denver and Littleton.
What'd you find out?
I found out something I wasn't aware of on that 72 hours on the test, or three business days. They also have to return it within that time.
I've been in retirement
Do they have to return the car?
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
I just checked with College Board, and they said it's in the paperwork. It has to be tested within 3 business days and returned within 3 business days.
if it doesn't pass.
It doesn't pass.
Right. It makes total sense. Otherwise,
By the way,
for a
you know
month.
when she bought the car and this happened?
June.
We're not complaining.
So she thought 3 days was 3 months.
Or she's just running out of her temporary.
Hey, what was the point?
But it did fail within the first 3 days. Why don't they just take care of it?
Sure.
You'll be able to
She didn't have anything in the car. She walked drove off the lot. It's a buy here, pay here.
No, that's fine.
They have in the car anyway.
So they set their timer and hope that they can hit 72 hours.
Right.
I guess.
Did she finance it through them?
Yeah, it's a buy here, pay here.
Yeah, that's going to hurt her credit.
She hadn't paid any payments.
What was the
What credit she had before buying a car to play
I
with
got
that
it.
anyway.
I was unaware of that had to be returned.
I've never heard of that.
I hadn't either.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess there has to be some point that they return it. What if it's like 3 months later? Like,
So what do you return it or contact them? I mean, is that all in the same?
It just said that they read it to me, and it said that
she went in. She said she went in. They said they won't do anything. So she waited 3 months to go in.
Yeah. Well, no, she went in about 10 days later.
Okay, well.
But they said the mechanic wasn't there, so she hasn't been back.
No, she said they told her to get out.
That was the last time.
She hasn't been back since June.
It doesn't matter though. I mean, well, it does matter now. It's way too late. But that woman had a case had she called us.
But she just dropped the car off. If she just gone back and left it there, whether the mechanic was there or not, she'd have been fine.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Take it back and leave it.
That totally makes sense that they'd have that there, the 3 days.
I guess you have to have something.
And it is three business days. So that one person that said that she had it on, that was different.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't aware of that either. That's the first time I'd heard that.
I wish I found some better sounds.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Jim was asking about advertising and marketing. I said a lot of times people don't really know what works and what doesn't work. They have to learn how to mine it better. And I said if you had a specific question, I would like to answer it, so I held you over. Do you have any specific questions, sir?
Not really. That kind of just...
Okay. What do you do now? What do you do now to advertise?
Really just Craigslist and Facebook stuff. So it's nothing real big or.
Listen, I will tell you the cheapest form of advertising and the best value is referralist.com if you're interested. But the problem is it's not an automatic thing. It sometimes can be a pain in your ass because we literally have to check you out, and so. We just won't take anyone, and you have to. It's not that terrible, but and we're realistic. You know, like a guy had a DUI one time, but what he was providing to consumers had nothing to do with driving, or driving consumers, or even anything about it. So some people say, well, that's a character issue, isn't it? The guy had a DUI 12 years ago, and he did plumbing. I don't think there's an issue. I don't know, guys. Well, I don't know how you guys think, but I don't think there's an issue. I mean, if somebody, if somebody was going into your home, who knows? You could say, oh, well, my God, you had a DUI. Who knows what else to do? But we are pretty realistic with our background checks. But here's the deal. We really do them. I mean, we really do them, not just on people, but on the company, on lawsuits, on suppliers, credit, and all of that. So some people don't want to subject themselves to that. Jeshua, what's happening?
Not a lot. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Now you want to know about insurance.
Not insurance. I'm kind of at a loss of what to do. I mean, insurance plays a part in it.
Yeah.
But, let me give you the quick rundown.
Yeah. Okay.
I bought my 2004 Jeep Liberty in February, and it was my first car purchase. At least one from a dealer.
How many miles were on it? I'm just curious.
91,000.
All right.
Purchase.
Okay.
So, pretty good for a 14-year-old vehicle.
Okay.
The dealership showed me a Carfax that showed one owner, no major anything on it. And so I was like, okay, that looks pretty good. And then I took it down to a local shop to get it inspected so that I could start driving for ride shares. And at that time, they found that the power steering rack on it was completely shot.
So where are we going? So where are we going with the story, though? I mean, you bought it a while ago.
I bought it in February. Yeah.
Yeah. You bought it as is. You bought it as is, right?
Yeah, I bought it as is.
Uh-huh.
And that's just highlighting one of the problems.
Okay.
After an accident I had with it, I got a recall that was reissued in March of this year for a lower rear control arm bearing. And after doing some research, I found out that recall was initially started in March of 2012. And looking back through Carfax and all of the history reports I could get my hands on, I found no one had ever taken this vehicle in to get that repaired.
Okay, but none of this matters because you bought a car as is. None of it matters. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just trying to figure out where are you going with this.
Well, you know, I called you to see if there is anywhere I could go with this.
Now, if it's a recall that was not done, is it too late to get it done? Because some recalls, they don't care if it's been transferred with ownership. Do you know?
I don't know. I have the recall number, but that's all I got.
Well, you should find that out because there's a possibility, sir, that you would be allowed to get it done.
Just call a Jeep dealer. They'll help you over the phone.
It's possible. It's possible you could get it done.
Well, that's the issue I'm facing now. The vehicle was involved in an accident and totaled out.
Wait, before you bought it?
No. After I bought it, I was involved in the accident that totaled it. And you know, I get the recall notice after that accident.
And what's the recall for?
Reading it straight here, straight from the recall paperwork.
What is it for, basically? Just
Are you trying to blame the accident or the lack of the recall?
I doubt it.
No, it's for a rear lower control arm bearing.
Okay.
And apparently, when that bearing corrodes, as a possible, cause of an accident.
Okay, listen. I know where you're going with it. I know you're going with it. But here's the deal. Right now, it's water under the bridge. You own this car, and nothing that you've talked about has any bearing on your purchase that I can see. What were you? But here's what I really want to know, and I hope I don't run out of time. What were you hoping we'd say? Like, yeah, that dealer should pay for this or that, or give money back, or what were you hoping?
Honestly, I was just hoping for some sort of advice because honestly, I didn't know what to make of all of it.
Now the car's totaled, though. Did you keep it?
No, the insurance company had to take it.
Then this whole thing is done. I mean, God Almighty, you don't even have the vehicle. So I don't even understand what. Maybe he was thinking he could recoup some money. I don't know, but no, Jeshua, I'm going to free up your mind, and the truth shall set you free. All right, we're done. 303-713. Oh, I don't know why I'm giving out. Referralist.com. Remember, help information and referrals.
Car's total. They don't have to anymore.
When he doesn't even have the vehicle.
Yeah. No, but being they didn't do the recall, could he get the money for the recall they didn't do?
Because
well, the only now, Kevin, you hit it. He's claiming that the recall mechanical defect was the cause of his accident and has to be compensated.
Yeah, exactly. It's creative.
Yeah. Well, there is a small thing in regard to if he was the cause of the accident.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more to it than
Oh yeah. The insurance company says you were the cause.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to say, yeah, but I